It's not picking up
Hello.
my... Oh, there we go. All right. Hi, everyone. Off to a wonderful start.
That's how we do it.
Welcome. This is going to be Bag of Bones, an actual play of the game Mothership. I collected this fine cast here to play with us, and I will be wardening the show. I figure we do like a little bit of chit chat, and then we go into character creation and play from there. I don't know. I would, I guess I introduced the rest of the cast. Kelsa, why don't you start?
Because I'm muted. Hello, everybody.
There you go.
I'm Kelsa. I play role-playing games on the internet. I was in a game ran by Outro before, and I'm currently GMing a game for Outro now. So, yeah, amongst other things. I'm looking forward to some space horror.
Yeah. Cool.
I also made an octopus.
Is that the one that you made for me?
It is.
Ah, it's so good. Awesome.
I'm not half expecting you to play an octopus.
Thank you.
So you know.
Thank you for the
If
crafts.
I could play an octopus, I'm 100% all over it.
There's a role-playing game in which you can play an intelligent octopus, but this is not that game.
Yeah.
I have.
That's fair.
I've played an intelligent octopus in more than one role-playing game.
That's exciting. What role-playing games were they?
One was World Tree, and the other is it's called Fast, and it's a game that my friend was designing.
Okay.
And I was intelligent. In that game, intelligent octopuses are like magically inert, and they're like get like a bunch of immunities to magic and stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna play a magic octopus. I'm gonna be a wizard, and it's gonna be a whole struggle. And it was great.
Excellent.
Though, to be fair, somatic components would probably be fairly easy for you at that point.
Well, it begs the question, right? Like somatic components, like what do you do if you don't have like these spells are designed for people that have ostensibly heads and faces and hands and fingers and arms and legs, right? And so it's like, how do you cast a spell if your body type is completely incompatible with the paradigm of the people that made the spell? And then you got to think that like all of these spells with somatic components have variants for people that only have one arm or no arms or like tentacles or whatever, right? In the same way that some role-playing games have to struggle to create hit location tables when they're like, well, what's the hit location table for a beholder, right? Like I rolled left arm. Well, no left arm there. So like, yeah.
Roll a d10 for which tentacle.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. You got to make these custom rules.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I assume it just means you got to do something with whatever you got. If it has a somatic component, it doesn't matter what. You just got to waggle whatever you have, and then magic will happen.
I mean,
it's vaguely in a Z shape, you know. That's how lightning goes.
Yeah. When it comes to somatic components, we recently, with some friends, got on the conversation of the whole muzzle wizard cast fist thing, where it was an actual wizard, but a bodybuilder, and their somatic components would have been bodybuilding poses. And
Sure,
now I want to
yeah.
play that wizard. So hard.
I had a GM who refused to let me take a muscle sorcerer, and I was like, but what if I do my muscle things and then magic comes out? And he was like, no. And I was like,
see, but that's the thing. Like, you could have the muscles be your charisma and your strength, and you could just be like, no, I want to put these stats here, depending on how you like.
well,
your
like there
GM
was particularly a feat that he allowed me to take, which was like an alternate casting stat, and I was like, can it be strength? And he was like, no. And I'm like, how about dexterity? What if I'm like a charlatan performance wizard, but also secretly a sorcerer, and my somatic components are just like stage magic?
I mean, there's a big difference between muscles for lifting and punching and breaking stuff, and then show muscles, right? Like how you can be trained in martial arts for the purposes of movies, but you'll probably get your butt kicked by like an actual martial artist. I think the same is probably true of charisma. You could definitely have muscles as charisma, but they're not necessarily the same as strength muscles might be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Cool. Well, I guess after that little dialogue we had there. We move on over to our friend Adam.
Apparently, I have
Introduce yourself.
opinions about somatic components. Yeah. My name's Adam. I am a tabletop game master here on Twitch and/or YouTube or wherever the hell you're watching this. I probably make content for it. Yeah, I'm the co-creator of a role-playing game called Dungeon World, and I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons and other things. Haven't played Mothership yet, but I like the graphic design of it. I did a little first look through this, and then a couple of the supplements. It's a very cool-looking game, and I am curious to see how the mechanisms stack up.
Same. That's part of the reason why I wanted to run it is I didn't really have anybody to run it in person with consistently enough for me to figure out how to play it. And then, yeah, you had mentioned that you wanted to give it a shot, so I sent you the invite. And I was like,
yeah, I think there are a lot of role-playing games that, at a glance, seem like they're one thing, and then when you play them, you're like, oh, I see now, I understand. And sometimes that can be a bummer where you're like, this game looks awesome, and you play it, and you're like, oh, none of the teeth of these cogs ever interlock in any meaningful way. This game is bad. But other times you can read a game and be like, I think maybe this is good, and then you play it and you're like, oh, yes, it is.
You mean what D&D is about and what D&D says it's about?
Yeah, or even just like Burning Wheel. When I read it, I was like, I don't understand or like this game. I was like, I can't. None of this makes any sense. And then the first time I played it, I was like, oh, never mind. I'm wrong. I'm wrong about things. This game is great.
it took me definitely more than one
Dungeon World.
play to understand and be able to process what was going on with Burning Wheel, but I love that game so much now.
Yeah.
No.
I haven't played it in almost
the
a
very
year,
first
though.
time. Yeah, the very first time I tried playing Dungeon World, I had played a lot of Pathfinder, and apparently I sort of skipped the combat rules. I didn't understand there was no initiative, and I didn't understand how to run a combat without initiative. So I just sat there at the table like, what? It's I guess your turn?
Yes.
Roll a dexterity check.
Yeah.
I learned.
It's interesting how much of games we bring, like, what we assume to be the case. Like, I've seen so many times in the middle of a rules debate or conversation on the internet where someone's like, wait a second, I actually went and checked the book. I was wrong. It doesn't work like this. I don't know where I got this from. And it's like, yeah, you got it from some other game you played that got, like, wedged into your brain. That's like a completely normal thing.
That in your first or most frequent GM usually has some type of like homebrew rules that end up like you just assume they're naturally in the game, and then you go and play with other people and they're like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Especially when you finally find another group to play something with, and you're still like, no, that's totally how it works. You go look at the rules. Wait, what? That was not a thing?
Yes, the moral of the story here is don't trust what anybody tells you. Read the book yourself.
Yeah, basically.
For sure. It's for some people it's really, really hard to just read a game book all the way through, but like it's worth it if you can pull it off.
I just went through Swihunter.
Oof.
Still not sure I'm still alive, but it was a good read. Just a lot.
The only RPG book that I've actually read cover to cover is Blades in the Dark. Everything else I have skimmed and probably read every page at some point, but not in a row.
I've read every page of this book, front to back.
Yeah,
but
all 12 of them.
Yeah, but also that only takes like 40 minutes at the most.
I read this entire book. It's 13 pages.
To that effect.
Several of those
I have read
pages.
This entire book.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
That was also a real difficult one.
All right, well, I guess we'll loop back around with our introductions. Dame, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh god. Hi, I'm Dame. You can find me anywhere on the internet at DameX. I don't have anything interesting to say.
That's a good intro. Nice.
I think that was the most interesting part of the introduction so far.
Yeah.
So
I got guinea pigs screaming in the background, so I muted.
It's all right. Save your A material for the game. It's fine.
it's the best way to do it. And
You got some cute T-Rexes on your shirt, so that's pretty much all you need.
Like, you already won this entire actual play. Like, we're done. Plus 10 experience points.
yeah, there's
That was my plan.
Yeah, actually, in the book, there's a plus 10 experience points for having dinosaurs on your shirt.
I should
Yeah,
have
I read the book. I saw that. All 12 pages.
Oh, 12 pages. All right, and I guess we'll jump over to Zev. Give us a little introduction.
Hi, I'm Zev. I make things, and I play things. You can, well, I mean, I also am a GM. Most of your home games, not online, but I GM. Yeah, no. Hi, I sometimes stream, and now I'm on here to do some probably terrible decision making for characters that will probably have them die, but that's what we're here for.
Yeah, for sure. Not to mention, Zev here made all of the overlays. We're gonna get to see them. He made sure that we had like the things changed so it shows off the Twitter. It's so good. I love it. Yeah.
My
and
designer heart can't take publicity. I hide away in the shadows.
this is also
Don't
like
see me, I'm not here.
on like streaming. It's the most scenes I've ever had. So I'm like trying to think like, wait, if I flip to this screen, did I actually set the layout up? I'm just gonna be like, oh, welp. Now we're looking at a
Name your
like
scenes
infinite tunnel.
carefully.
Yeah, right. All right, and then the blank box, the blank box above Zev's head is supposed to be where the dice would roll, but I couldn't get it to work, and I'll figure that out after the stream. And then I'm Outro. This is my channel. I stream random video games, typically RPGs or colony builders, periodically throughout the week. I'm also on Party Wipe Games channel on Thursday nights with Kelsa for our Scum and Villainy game Packet Loss, which I love so much. And yeah, that's about it for me. So I guess we start making characters. Adam, I still need to give you a character sheet, so I'm going to do
Yeah, I
that.
see my name in the list, but just don't have it assigned yet.
Yep, that's of course
That's fine.
what happens. Alright. And bam! Haha, we got the roll 20 screen this time.
I was low-key disappointed to see what the character sheets looked like in roll 20 after having seen them in the book.
I mean,
Like,
they aren't terrible.
I get it.
They work.
No, they're not bad. I was just like, oh, but the ones in the book are so good.
The cameras aren't working on the screen.
On roll 20.
No, I think we are
They're-
being overlaid by the
Oh no.
Got it.
You,
Or
you
being
gotta,
overlapped by the
shrink
source.
the window, or move it to the back.
Yeah,
Where?
move it to the back. Or
Everyone-
this was the
everyone
plan all
calm down.
along, and we're
Calm
Yep,
down.
hiding.
this
the
is the
entire
plan
scene.
all along. Yep.
This was the plan all along. We don't want
Um,
publicity. What are you talking about? We just want to play a game.
I think we're yeah, hold on, can I just move that folder? Yeah. Alright, well I didn't set up this window. As I had feared. Excellent.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, but I did all the work already, so it should be nope, it's not. Mwah. Live editing. Excellent stuff.
We'll
You
get
can-
there. Pay attention, people in chat. This is how you set up an overlay. This
Well-
is
This is
becoming a
intentional.
tutorial video.
Right? I was going to say, well, we should make the characters first because we're here to play a role-playing game, not troubleshoot a stream. I'm sorry, we don't have the cameras up for you guys, but let's go ahead and start making characters. Adam, I sent over your character sheet for you.
Thank you.
And, yeah, so underneath this Slayer's Rules Vandalism, we see the rules for character creation. Yeah. So the first thing you do is you roll 6d10, and in this order, apply those rolls
Oops, that was the wrong button.
as modifiers to your strength, then speed, then intellect, then combat. And then you get to decide your class.
This is what
That was a
dreams
lot
are
of
made.
ones.
Yeah, I'm doing real good here.
I mean, you gotta.
Oh, I
focus.
see.
Yeah.
Each one is okay. Each one is 6.
Yeah.
60-10
Mhm.
for each thing, right? And that's your base.
Yeah.
Got it.
So on the character sheet, I'll pull it up because I made a couple test characters.
And we're doing them top to bottom, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So
Minute.
it's,
Your average is
time?
going to be 33, so as we can see, Kelsa has amazing stats so far.
Yeah, with
I
only
mean,
one
that
of them.
is strictly not the case.
I mean,
This,
she's
nope,
smart-
those
she's
are
smart,
bad.
though. Very,
These are real bad. So
I would like to offer an alternate solution. They're bad and not good. Not good is the answer.
I think what
And then
this means,
these are in order. So your Kelsey, your character is slightly smarter than average, and then slightly less strong, fast, or combat than anyone else.
yeah. Oof.
I love that combat is a stat. I'm sure I talked about this in the first look, but like, doesn't matter how strong or fast you are, combat is your fight stat.
you do damage with this one.
All right, let me do 6d10. All right, let me see. My strength is 35.
Two above average.
I saw two tens and I was like, this is going to be great.
Okay,
And then I saw
then
the 1, 2,
my
3.
speed is 38.
Okay.
Okay, all right, just going up every time. All right, and then my intellect is 32. And
It's going the wrong direction.
finally, I know I gotta get the big one here. Combat 36. Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, so those
That's
are all
much better.
slightly above average.
You're incredibly average.
Average
This
guy.
future android is from the stock setup line. This is the standard one that you can apply to anything.
Yeah.
And
Let's
I
see.
guess-
I'll go next.
Go for it.
6d10. How strong am I gonna be? Ooh.
Ooh, yeah,
Damn.
you strong boy.
You
Doable,
can pick up
doable.
boxes and stuff.
I guess I'll be your cargo lifter.
34. That's, you're...
Above average.
Caleb, I will absolutely
I'm
get a 6.
I'm going the wrong direction here. I don't like this direction.
Ah, yes, you're slowly disintegrating. Okay, cool. And
Exponentially
nice,
disintegrating.
fantastic.
Well,
Good.
there we go.
Started
We keep
strong
going down.
and now you're not. I mean, literally you
It's
are
like
strong, but the rest is not good.
The show is at the
You're
front.
strong,
That's-
but you can't fight strong.
Yeah. You're weird. You're, again, show muscles.
Show muscles.
If my punch hits, that's a problem. It will just never hit.
Yeah.
And, Dame, I guess we'll finish up with your stats, and then I will, jump over to different character sheets while you guys are rolling.
There we go.
A 19. Wow.
Good
I mean,
19
start.
again.
You,
Oh,
you,
cool.
Wow.
You're garbage.
you're,
a living
you're a
garbage.
speed fighty, you're a fighty speedster.
I am
At 42
notorious for
though.
rolling ones.
Yeah, that,
I
that
would like to
19.
correct Kelsa.
Two
Your stats are
2
great.
19s.
2 19.
I don't know, I'm almost,
You're
love it.
stupid and you're weak.
I'm
You're a
almost,
stupid
Much
weakling.
like real life. It's fine.
You
But
dummy.
at least,
if this was a
at least the
one
path is
shot,
to get out of problems.
try to lift your own groceries,
fine.
you dumber.
I'm the wild card. It's fine.
if this was a one shot, I would offer you a reroll on one of those. But guess what? It's not a one shot. So
I mean, we're probably gonna die and make new characters later anyway. It's fine.
Unnecessary.
I mean, that's the
Unnecessary.
game.
Yeah,
The
anyway,
game
it's
tells
fine.
you that you're going to die.
No.
So
Honestly,
So
knowing
what
that
do-
she rolled the
Fine.
worst, she's probably gonna be the only one that survives.
What do we need to do next? We need to pick our class.
yep.
Oh,
So
what do I
you
think is
decide
average?
between Teamster, Scientist, Android, and Marines, and I'll read like the 2-sentence blurbs they have
Yeah,
for each
sure.
of those. Teamsters are the rough and tumble crew and workers out in space. If Ripley from Aliens is your hero, you'll want to play a Teamster. I don't know anybody who she's not their hero.
What if the alien is your hero?
Yeah,
then What?
right?
Then what do you play? Can I
Get out.
Can I do that?
Sometimes I just want to break
The
out through
warden.
somebody's rib cage. Don't shame me.
Yeah, look, a perfect entity that won't stop until all the humans are dead. I think so.
So a scientist, they're doctors, researchers, and anyone who wants to slice open aliens. Or infected crew members with a scalpel.
Do I get to
Androids,
slice open Adam?
I mean, androids are a terrifying and exciting addition to any crew. They tend to unnerve other crew with their cold inhumanity. Marines are here to shoot bugs and chew bubblegum. They're handy in a fight and good when grouped together. but whenever a Marine panics, it may cause problems for the rest of the crew. So, on the character sheet, I'll pull one up. I already made a character, and it doesn't alter the way the character sheet actually looks when you make it. So on the top, it's your name, and then your class is on the right of your name. Go ahead.
So we already have an android. Does anyone else have something that they really want to play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to play an android, but I'll honestly play whatever. And this is a stats first, class second game, so everybody should play something that their stats indicate would be a good call. Like, if you're dumb as a post, you probably shouldn't be a scientist.
Yeah, why are people telling
Or
me to
you'd
be a
make for the best
scientist when I'm a big dumb?
When you're like massively stupid.
I'm a big dumb. and
'cause-
Chat's
'cause
like, you should be a scientist.
If you haven't met Chat before, Chat is usually trolling
Well,
for most of
and
the
But
time.
also-
my DM told me to be a scientist.
And also in genre, right? Like, if you're not, you could be not very smart. Like, you could be not very smart and still be a scientist. Remember, space horror is the genre where people take their helmet off for no reason all the time. Where
That's true.
Quarantine is just like a gentle suggestion of a thing. Maybe if you feel like doing it, you could, but mostly we just ignore quarantine for the sake of like feelings. Like, being a stupid scientist is completely in concert with the
Genre.
game's intent. Yeah.
To
So I
be-
wouldn't worry too much about that.
To be fair about stupid scientists taking off their helmets when they probably shouldn't, I would probably be that person taking off my helmet just to like wipe sweat off my forehead because it bothers me that much. Be like, I wouldn't even think about it, which would be the problem. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know, if you want to play a super flawed character that's not going to be very good at the things that they're supposed to be very good at, go ahead with the Doctor.
My original thought was be a Teamster, and then my second thought, and this was before we rolled stats, was to be a Marine. But with these stats, I actually probably should be a scientist. And I'm going to go ahead and roll with that, which is fine.
Sure. I'm fine being a Teamster or Marine as well. I don't have an ID for a Teamster yet, so I do have an ID for a Marine, so I'm probably going to be a Marine.
Well,
But my
I mean,
combat is terrible.
technically, you could be a Teamster who's a Marine. You know, like, I mean, obviously, I don't know. It doesn't really explain very deeply, but like, you can still shoot things if you're a Teamster. I'm pretty sure the equipment packs
I
are
think
the
that
same.
the Union will bust your ass if you put a gun in the hands of a Teamster. They are not qualified for this. They're not being paid for it, and also now they have to take a 15-minute break.
Ah, yes.
Listen, no one will hear you scream out in space. It's fine.
Maybe this is
Nothing to worry
is a mercenary labor union. How about that?
And I'm the one who got the end of the stick and had to take the odd jobs instead of being actual Marine. Sounds fair. Sounds fair. I'll be a Teamster.
Okay. So it sounds like we have a scientist and a Teamster. Dame, are you set on anything? Or are you trying to be the dumb scientist? You
I'm
could be
being
like
told-
first day on the job scientist. But you could also do whatever you want. Don't listen to chat just because chat's chat.
I'm gonna be the fastest Marine ever.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Very spid. Awesome.
I think you
And
might have the
Adam,
best combat
are
set
you
out of all
going
of us as
to
well.
stick with your Android idea?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. So,
Any good ship needs an android.
this part, the character sheet does do the work for you, where it makes your modifiers and your saves. But we're going to want to go in the base column for your stats. Write those rolls you got.
Yeah.
If you had not already.
Yeah, because what does class actually do? It gives you your starting save values.
It gives you a modifier, but the modifier is in the totals box already and not in the modifiers box, which is weird. Also, the
Oh yeah, no, I see it. Oh right, so the math. Yeah, you'd think that it would pre-fill the mod box, but it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for example,
Yeah.
my speed, I rolled a 38, but because I'm an android, it's a 43. I get a +5 to intellect.
I'm just
'cause
thinking of the Terminator
Mom never
run.
constructed no stupid robots. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wish I had. I'm almost twice as smart as our buckethead Marine.
Listen.
Nice. Also,
The scientist.
keep in mind your stress, resolve, and panic stuff, and underneath your panic check and panic effects, there's a like little blurb that's specific to your class about how panic is handled.
Yeah, I have a really cool special ability that means that everybody else gets disadvantage on their fear saves when I'm around.
Because
Nice,
you're
But I
terrified.
that's
may re-roll
helpful.
it because I'm a teamster.
But
I'll be
but
fine.
but they can move really fast, so it's fine.
That's right. I'm gonna rip somebody's arms and legs off with my bare hands.
As you
Do
do.
it.
Or like try to suffocate somebody with a rolled up newspaper. Because I guess
So-
it was just around. Like I never understood that scene. Stupid Ash. What a dummy.
Let's see.
Yeah,
So
the
those who are
next
scientists get a
part
plus
is
10.
yeah, they
Yeah.
I believe scientists get a +10 in intellect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My
The rest of us get a
Look
plus
at that.
5
Being
on
a
two
scientist
things.
makes you less stupid. That's weird. So like
It's almost like doing
It's not
something
a-
for your entire life makes you less bad at
Well,
it.
it's just
you
funny.
better
It's
at
not
it.
the
How
other way
weird.
around. It's like science. We turn morons into normally smart people, and we turn smart people into soup. That's not how science works. But okay, that's fine.
Hey, future science, who knows? They went to
Well,
the Hell Dimension
actually,
and back, it's
Adam,
fine.
scientists have proven that science makes you smarter. Okay, it's why they teach it in school.
Not how science works.
Yeah.
It's goofs. Cool. So we have our team. The next step is to spend your skill points. So a trained skill, which is pretty much the prerequisite skill to any skill following it in a line. This is a good time to have the book handy, which I may actually open up.
Because some things are prereqs, but not directly in a line.
Yeah,
I
not
have
all
the book in
things
front of me.
follow. Yeah, I'm going to open up the book and throw it onto
Yeah, so
window.
Android, you get linguistics, computer, mathematics, and then 2 more points to spend wherever you want them.
See, I didn't. So yeah. With like a, I don't know, a Marine, you start with military training and then 3 additional points that you can spend in any way.
Yeah. Also, spending, I believe it says so in the online character sheet as well, but the first row costs 1 point, the second row costs 2 points to buy a point in, and the third row costs 3 points to buy a point in, but there's also a bunch of prerequisites that you can't see here, for which you basically need to look at the original character sheet. 'cause
Yeah,
you
the
need to have a
prerequisites
previous
break
skill.
off in different
if you
patterns.
hover over the expert and master skills, it tells you what the prerequisites are.
Yep.
Oh, nice. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen that yet.
Yeah, they got a mouse over.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, this is one of those games where you like old D&D where elf, dwarf, and halfling were a class. You can't be like an android marine, right? Like if you look at Alien,
No.
like Ash and Bishop and them, like their job is just be the robot person. Though in Ash's case, nobody knows that.
Oh, actually, at the bottom of the skills list, it tells you which skills you start out with and how many points you have.
Hell
Have to
yeah.
spend.
Yep.
Oh,
It
that
Would
does
be
tell that
useful
down in the
for me to
bottom.
have.
Yeah, computer, mathematics, linguistics, and then 2 more. It's weird this says points, but they're basically just check boxes. So
Yeah.
computers.
Well, because depending on which row you buy them, they
Mathematics.
cost more points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I love
I
about
wish-
role-playing games. I can play somebody who's good at languages and math and who cares about things. It's totally.
I was
different
actually
from
about to
being
say
alive.
something very similar. Like, I wish I could just check a box and be good at math.
Computers, mathematics. Where's linguistics?
What would
Don't
be
mind the
specific
MS
to
Paint
each
on the
lab?
screen.
I
Ah,
have
there
no
it is.
idea.
What? Why is linguistics the first one? That's not how
There.
the alphabet works. Why is
It's not.
computers halfway down the list? Oh God.
It took me forever to find chemistry, which is at the very bottom.
I don't, Chad. I don't know if you could see this, but the list goes linguistics, then biology, first aid, hydroponics, doing great. Wait, geology, zero G, scavenging. No, we're going backwards now. Heavy machinery. Oh, there's computers. That should be up further in the list. I don't know why. I have no.
Being somebody who's made flowcharts before, it is irritating how difficult it is to organize it
Oh,
properly
they're-
and run the wires
Yeah.
without
It's
being
because they're
difficult
not.
just
Yeah,
normally.
they're not in order because the layout is different on the character sheet in the book because there's lines.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And they're in-
Good
yeah.
stuff. Why?
It's been
why? Roll
redeemed.
20 character sheet. You don't need those lines. They're not there. All right. Computers, mathematics,
Oh.
linguistics, and then for those 2 points, can I could buy 1 expert skill, right? If I
Yeah.
qualify for it.
Yes.
Let's see. Is there anything with a
I'm
prerequisite?
trying to decide if I want genetics or
You could
explosives.
get hacking, or
Explosive.
engineering.
Doesn't engineering require more than one? Yeah, no, I would have to get.
No, you only need
No.
one of the prerequisites.
Oh, so asteroid
Yeah.
mining doesn't take like 17 other skills.
No.
Okay, all right.
It just takes one of those.
Obviously, Kelsey, the answer is explosives.
Yeah.
Like clearly.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take hacking. I'm gonna be a cool hacker. 'Cause
Yeah.
I
You
am
could
a
also take
computer.
physics, but who would want that?
Yeah, hacking or actually, wait, fuck that. Can I take mysticism? Oh, I don't have art,
No,
archaeology, or
yeah.
theology.
Oh,
No, you could get a point in it
Rats.
now and hope for more points later.
There is no future. I'm taking only what I can use right now.
Very well.
I'm gonna have to wait on my xeno-esotericism. Best skill ever. Well,
Alright,
I guess
got-
self-ontology is pretty good too.
Sophontology. Yes.
I'm gonna make my way up to xenobiology.
actually-
Don't worry. But for now, I've got biology, first aid, chemistry, and explosives.
Nice.
I think I'll take heavy machinery since I got a high strength anyway. That seems to make sense. Then I'll have to see.
So the skills are paired up with a stat when you roll, and they give you a bonus
Mhm.
based on whether they are trained,
Yeah.
expert, or master. Is that how that works? Or so
The-
can you?
the skills themselves are not rollable. You just roll whatever
Yeah,
stat is applicable to
but
it,
so
and then,
so the more difficult stuff gives you plus 20%, but you
Mhm.
have to have the prerequisites to get. So you can't get any more than 10% bonus in like computers, right?
no.
Interesting. Okay.
But I think like you wouldn't be if you're trying to hack something, you're gonna be rolling hack at plus 15% instead of computers.
Yes, yeah. Computers is just the legitimate use of computers, and then hacking is the illegitimate use of computers, which you must prerequisitely have computers for. Good. Okay.
Can someone tell me why I chose to be a Teamster again? Because I have so many choices to make and I am uncomfortable with this.
You can change your mind.
Close
No,
your
it's fine,
eyes
it's
and
fine,
just
it's
click
just-
random boxes till you run out of skill points.
That's
Fair.
the resolution, right there.
I don't know. You're a team. You're a teamster. Take 0G. Take scavenging. Take heavy machinery. Take
Heavy
driving or
machinery sounds
piloting.
Smart. Yeah.
I think.
Save a point for
Yeah, I got
theology just
engineering.
for fun.
You know what? I'm gonna take a point in art. That's just gonna be.
Yeah.
This is
Go.
gonna be his way out. Like, one day I'll be a famous artist.
You know, when you make a role-playing game character, you're supposed to go away from stereotypes, like being an art-appreciating teamster, right? Everybody knows teamsters love art. Could you maybe try to be like a different kind of character, please?
He
What's the
creates
first
art,
time, Adam?
not.
Come
You ever been to a
on.
truck stop before? It's beautiful. They got art everywhere. They got statuary. They got shrubberies. Really, it's the network
Sure,
of
I'll
art.
take chemistry instead of art.
There you go.
I
Because
sure
why not?
love mixing chemicals.
Mhm.
You don't know
That's
what my
that's a
pastime is when no
unique
one's
teamster hobby.
That's right. Right, exactly.
Where is
Look, I gotta
this channel?
Keep the edge of somehow.
So you make drugs. Got it.
Please stay out of my.
That's what chemistry's
Dash.
for. That's all.
Look, being a teamster doesn't pay well. You
And
gotta fix that somehow.
explosives. Hello.
Fair.
I mean, you only need the explosives to blow up other people's drugs so that they stop interfering with your sale and manufacture of drugs.
Look, don't get me started about explosive drugs, because
I mean,
That's
my,
gonna
That's true.
happen.
A
My
lot
ca-
of the time, if you're trying to make drugs, they'll blow up and kill you.
my scum and villainy character is currently in a situation as a result of exploding drugs, but well,
Do they
Sort
explode
of.
after you took them, or?
nah, it's a whole big thing.
it's a whole big thing.
So
That
I
is really
think
nice.
our next step
Where did you,
here-
Dame? Where did you land on your killing things and preventing us from getting killed skills?
I think I'm going with military training and then gunnery.
Mm-hmm.
If
And then
that
you-
makes sense.
They don't teach
And then
you
you
gunnery
get-
in the military, I guess.
No, I guess not.
They get you one more point to spend, so you can spend
That
it on the
was not what
first
I meant to
column.
do.
Anything.
What?
You can spend
So-
one more point because the
I thought
First
expert
skill?
was worth 2.
yeah, but military training doesn't cost a point. You have
Oh.
military
You get it
training
for
and then
free.
you get 3 points.
Oh, so I can do firearms. Is firearms better than gunnery?
I mean,
Gunnery-
gunnery's
it
for
depends on-
shooting lasers out of a spaceship, and
It depends on,
firearms-
yeah. So like turbo laser batteries are gunnery, but a rifle is not, right? So I imagine probably if you think of your character as being like a soldier, you probably don't have gunnery without also having firearms.
I can't do both.
It's actually not a necessary prerequisite. Firearms, you don't need firearms to
need
do
military
gunnery.
training.
But I feel like if Star Wars has taught me anything, shooting a laser pistol and shooting a battery out of a spacecraft are two completely different things.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, you could be a gunner, but that's different, right? Like, when I think of Marines, I don't think of like you're killing aliens from a spaceship in low orbit, right? Like helicopter hunting wolves in Alaska. Like I imagine more ground level type shit. It is interesting that firearms is an expert skill. What's the prerequisite for it? Military training.
and
Yeah.
rim-wise.
Or rim wise, yeah.
Oh, it's not both? I
No,
thought it
see, that was the
both.
question I had. Yeah,
The-
no, it's not. It's not both.
Yeah.
Oh, then
okay.
what should I take for my second?
You should
first
take
one, then?
close quarters combat because
thought I had to take
want
both.
to be I don't know, spitting acids on somebody,
Well,
and
see,
everybody's gonna
CQ
stay away from them.
Yeah,
Where did-
CQC and firearms together would cost you 4 points if
Where
you
is
wanted both.
Yeah,
Because they're
she
two.
only has
each.
3.
Yeah, I only have 3 points.
Yeah.
So I get 1 more trained.
So I do believe taking firearms gives you a bonus in combat. I think it has to do with reloading. Since we normally have to like an extra turn, and I think you get it for free if you have firearms, but I'm not entirely certain anymore.
If I take a skill that requires being strong, does it make me more strong?
No.
No.
Okay.
That's
Well,
not. That's
I
not how.
mean,
That's not how this works.
like if you sort of, because if you take like I
I want
guess
like athletics or something. so
I guess if you
that's
if you take athletics, it gives you plus 10% whenever you're doing anything that requires being athletic, which
Right.
is
Fair.
like lifting
It would
things with your
help
arms
me
and
a little
legs.
bit.
Like yes, it would make up for your
okay, so I'll do that. I'll do athletics.
your
then
potential
for the other
strandiness.
But then again, all the skills don't have a stat tied to them on purpose, since they're applicable to any stat in a way.
The rule that you were thinking about before vis-a-vis firearms is if you have either military training or firearms,
Oh,
reloading
okay.
is a free action. And then also
Sure,
you
yes, the
can
first one.
fire a full auto weapon more often because you do 3-round bursts instead of firing off the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then some weapons give you a bonus to firearms skill when you use them.
I guess I'm taking rim sight for my second one, just because I then would know who to supply my drugs to.
I like that you've just become a drug dealing user.
Right,
I mean, like, the thing is, if we assume that the economy is based on this kind of like trucker-esque long distance hauler type spaceship thing, then yeah, probably, because like there's not that much else to do while you're fucking sitting out in space, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for one thing to go to another anyway. Might as well do something that actually gets me money instead of working on this space station that only provides to the rich.
Well, and you have access to all kinds of like equipment that would help you with that, right? Like in the ship, like high pressure environments, high heat, like it wouldn't be that hard to put together some kind of like weird still or whatever. Yeah. That's right. And then you can get high on your weird space drugs.
Stash.
Get high on your weird space drugs and then just look at all your art all the time.
I'm the one who supplies your stash.
For some reason the ship has a barracks, it has an engine room, and we have a small museum, I guess.
I mean,
this is the gift shop.
It's the gift shop. Exactly. The next part is my favorite little thing. Let's go ahead and roll your trinket and patch.
Okay.
Oh, right, that was a thing.
They're on page 19 and 20. Just roll a D1 or 2 D100s.
Who wants to start?
I did it.
What
I got
do you
Good.
get?
50 and 32.
Separately?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roll
2
100, okay.
different D100s. You rolled it 3 times, Kelsa, or was
No,
that
I
last
didn't.
one? Okay.
I had accidentally rolled 5d6 when I clicked back into the window.
Gotcha. Okay. So for your trinket, Kelsa, you get brass knuckles. A scientist with brass knuckles.
All right, all right.
And then
Sounds legit.
for your patch, which when I was looking through them, I thought of them as call signs more than patches, like what people call you. You said 32, right? Allergic to bullshit. A medical style patch. There you go.
I love it.
Yeah, so I think the patches are both like backstory and like character detail, right? In the sense that like ostensibly they prove that you existed prior to the game, because you have like another mission patch, whether it's your own or not, is sort of like one of those things you got to figure out to play.
Yeah, it's specifically meant for like on the jumper, so it's something that you put on there because you feel like that's important to you.
Yeah,
I definitely think this is like right next to whatever insignia calls me out as being a scientist or a doctor or something, and it's like people come up to me and like, hey, can I get some? No, just no.
No.
That's why you and I fight over
Not
what to do with them
allowed.
chemicals.
it's a pretty good table. Like I can't think of many other role-playing games that have a D100 of what are essentially bumper stickers.
Yeah, right.
For your space uniform, which is pretty good, and they're like multilingual too. It's great.
The one you just rolled for your robot is perfect.
The first one you have is snake whiskey, and I want to know whether you consume that. Like, is snake whiskey the fuel for your android
Snake
body?
Whiskey is the name of my best friend. I met him in Tijuana. He and I go everywhere together. Me and my friend Snake Whiskey. No, I imagine that it's. I definitely don't drink it because I don't eat or drink because I'm a cool robot. But I have it around because I don't know. There's a reason, I'm sure.
Maybe it's like the worst of the worst kind of whiskey, and it basically functions as oil.
I mean, snake whiskey is
So
like
whenever you have a
it's a real
problem.
thing, right? Like it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
you put a rattlesnake or a viper in a bottle of whiskey.
yeah. You think that's cool? Wait till you check out elephant whiskey. It's got a whole elephant in it. And then my patch.
It must be a
rolled
huge bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, it'd be huge. It's the size of a garage. My
Your patch.
patch is take my life brackets, please. Which is funny because I don't have
'Cause
one.
you
I'm
aren't
an Android.
alive.
That's right. I'm not alive in the
that's the
way
joke.
that Rodney Dangerfield might have expected.
That's the joke.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Cool. So Dame, we're gonna move on to you. I'm doing some live editing so we can get our cameras up on the roll.
Should I call out Dame's
Yeah, if
patch
you
and
could, that
trinket
would be
so you can work on it?
I get.
So let's see. Number 84 for your trinket. You got a Sputnik pin.
You.
Sputnik.
Put that in your hair or wherever else fits. And you had 55.
What am I doing with this information?
Write it down
put it
on
in
your
other
character
equipment
sheet
probably.
under other equipment. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did with it at least.
Okay, thank you.
I would
Yeah.
write the damage that your weapons do, and if you have armor, the percent that it gives you down there as well, because otherwise it's gonna be flipping through the book all the time. Kind of situations.
And while you're editing anyway, your patch says keep well lubricated. May
That's
you decide what that
Good,
means.
that's good advice.
So the snake whiskey
Chafing
is
is a
for.
problem. It's a, yeah.
And then
it's-
I guess it's my turn, so let me put my numbers out there. See what terrible things I get. Let's see, 56. I get an ornamental switchblade.
nice.
Don't worry, it's purely ornamental.
Purely ornamental. Never used for anything else. And for my patch, 81.
Help wanted.
Help wanted.
Oh man, especially if we're going with you're a teamster who used to be Marine and is like doing side jobs. I feel
Yep.
like it's right.
See, this is why I didn't even care that I didn't have a character in mind yet for a teamster. You'll find what your character is eventually anyway. Alright, let's see.
Some of these patches are so funny.
Thank you.
So when I rolled
Some of them are
my
so
test
good.
character to like make sure the sheets work the way we need them to, my character, who's got the patch Meatbag, she also possesses pictorial pornography, dog-eared and well-thumbed. That was her trinket.
Ancient Earth documentaries about human behavior.
Once upon a time, long ago, we conceded humans had a way to mating ritual.
All right, and I will move on to the next part, unless you guys want to do your packs just by yourself. There's a selection of 4 different starting packs, so you can go with.
And they're easy. They're just a drop-down menu right underneath equipment, and then it will list them out for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you, or you can, if you have the PDF in front of you, they're also on the character sheet themselves. If you just want to like look at all of them besides each other.
That too. I'm going with examination, because then I get the drugs.
Nice.
Yes, yeah,
So, I don't know,
examination
for-
gives you stim packs and
yeah.
pain pills and stuff. Yeah.
I don't know for the people on stream if they can see it or not, but apparently exploration is not well liked by Roll20. It's the only one that's not in all caps, so they're
I
absolutely
noticed
not
that.
intrigued in that one.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
was
there's
gonna
no
pick
hype.
that one just because it wasn't caps lock.
But the exploration comes with the best item in the game, the Vibechete. Which is
It has a vibe jetty.
which is a
But I
machete
already
that
have
when
an
you
ornament.
swing it at people, it gives them vibes, I guess.
I kind of want to pick it just because
Vibes,
I
bro.
feel bad that it's not in caps lock.
Don't pity your equipment loadout. Like, that's not a good way to choose.
I just need to see
Your
which one has the most
equipment loadout
drugs, I
doesn't
guess.
have feelings.
I mean,
Which one has
like
the most
pain
drugs?
pills and stim packs aren't really the kind of drugs that we're talking
No.
about.
No.
I think
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you
take
start with those drugs, and then you go with the chemicals, and then they become other drugs.
math, computers, hacking. I figure my character is like the computer, like the tech, but none of this stuff. I guess maybe excavation. Yeah, none of these super fit.
So the examination one has some like scanners and that kind of stuff to see
Yeah,
what
it's
is
all-
wrong,
it's
so
all
they
like
can then fix
me-
it with.
It's all medical stuff though.
Yeah.
Like the diagnostic scanner and the med scanner. They're
No,
for
the,
fixing.
the diagnostic scanner is specific for cybernetics, which
Yeah.
don't you exist just out of cybernetics?
I don't think so. Let me look.
Allows
Cyber-
the user to scan androids and other cybernetic
go.
organisms in order to diagnose any physical or mental issues they may be having. Often
If only-
distrusted by androids.
If only you could just scan someone and be like, "Oh, you're a narcissist. That's the problem." Weird. Turns out you're a sociopath. The scanner says so right here. Line 1. Sorry.
Would you please come with us to
Yeah,
Ultra
well,
Space Prison?
I mean,
just in case?
our scientist, you're taking examination, right? You're taking that package?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am.
Okay. And then what? Yeah, I'll just, because I can just take whatever everybody else isn't taking. I'll just take excavation because it's
I'm
got
going
a bunch of like basic
extermination,
shit.
so make
I was thinking
I
of
mean,
taking
it's obvious for you.
excavation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of taking excavation because it has a lot of tools, and I'm kind of like the handyman.
Do you want to take excavation? I'll take exploration. You want to do that? Okay. Yes, I get the vibe
You
shit.
planned that on purpose.
Landed on
Dude.
purpose.
Manipulated. Manipulated,
Is it a smart
I did
choice
it.
to give the android the vibe jet A? Probably not.
Yeah.
Are we
Who
gonna
else?
do it anyway?
You can't trust these humans with this vibrating machete.
They're gonna
Nobody knows what they're gonna do with it. I will use it to kill people.
look. If you wind up cutting off
Fair.
a limb, I'll just put it back together. It's much easier than if one of the other two cuts off a limb. Just
I'm
saying.
Astar,
And
a
I'll provide
robot.
the drugs
I
to
can
make
put
sure
my
that
arm back
everyone
on. You can't. So play safe.
Yeah.
So let me see. I got a vibechete. I got a rigging gun. What's that?
A gun that rigs.
I was just looking at this. Rigging gun.
Little damage. Oh, it attaches to spaceships. Apparently I have one, even though it's a ship's weapon. Just carry it
explains?
around with me, or
Why is it here? Let's-
Way.
retractable harpoon.
Huh.
It's a harpoon gun. That's all it is. It's a big badass harpoon gun. Boom.
Okay.
Rigging gun. Flare gun.
Well, I got a crowbar, so I don't need anything else.
Hell yeah,
I'm set.
I'll fight you. 1v1 me on the bridge. I got my vibechete. I'll meet you up there. the vibechete is a ship weapon. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Actually, yeah, my character, I'm gonna name my character Ahab. Automated, what was that robot acronym generator? Because there's a generator for making robot names out of things.
Oh god.
Let me
Now,
see.
now I need to find that one.
Let's see. Robot. I guess technically some of them are initialisms. But that's fine.
It doesn't look like it's in the core book, and my copy of Pound
What
of
isn't?
Flesh is over there. The names for the robots.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm looking online. There's some kind of like, I remember it's an automated, yeah, it takes like, you give it a name and it turns it into like a robot name. I'll figure it out.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
They
I want
have-
my character to be, I have a harpoon gun. I want my character to be named Ahab, but I wanted to stand for
Is
something.
it nameacronym.net?
Let's see. It's like a specific robot. I'm gonna just be like agonizing over it. for a while.
There's a website, fantasy name generator. That's like
Yeah, that one will
for
just give me a
robot.
bunch of like robot
Yeah.
sounding names, but it is good. It's a useful. That website
Just name
has
it.
got
Beep
all
Boop.
kinds of good stuff. That is
Plenty of NPCs
expensive.
have been. Yeah,
Beep
plenty
boop.
of NPCs have been called names that came from Fantasy Generator.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
And not just NPCs.
At least
Yeah.
a lot.
You too know an NPC that has been gotten a name from that website.
It's more likely than you think. All right. So take
Up this
note
plague.
of your stress and panic, unless we're still working on packs for you guys. Like I said, I
It
was
automatically
working on.
pops up too.
Yep.
So that just keep in mind that's how your stuff's gonna work. The stress table or the panic tables are excellent.
Mhm.
You got your loadouts, your trinkets, and your patch, and your last stuff here. Fill out stress starts at 2. Resolve starts at 0.
Elsa.
Max health is 2 times your strength, which is also automatically generated.
I have a lockpick set. Guess how I get my supplies for making drugs?
No! How dare?
y'all are troublemakers.
How dare?
So the next thing is starting credits. You roll 5d10 times 10, and then you give yourself a name and rank if you have one, and then we're ready to go. So, Dr.
I already
Tasha
gave
Patton,
myself a name.
you have
Yeah.
230,
That's not bad. I think
370
I got
for
big
a
money.
robot.
30.
Also, if you could check to see if your character sheet changed your level to level 1, turn it back to level 0, because for some reason the character sheet defaults to level 1. And
Yeah.
the game's not
No, mine is at level 0.
Mine is 0, yeah.
Yeah, I went in and set them. I didn't know if changing your class would do anything to that. But yeah.
My
God, no, I
rank
am
and or
thinking of a
title is
name, though.
Doctorb.
Cool. Doc Dorb.
I haven't even thought of a name yet. Give me a second.
I wanna. Oh, so. Yeah. I was like getting ahead of myself. I was like, yeah, I wanted to show the character names when you roll, not your real names. And I was like, oh wait, you guys have to make character names.
You mean we have to choose our character names before we can use them? That sounds fake.
No, I mean you can keep on rolling if you want to be like, I don't have a name because I'm Batman.
Batman
All
is a
right,
name.
let's see how
What was that
how
roll
well
for?
my drug emporium.
What was the roll for that I just did?
Oh, that is your money.
Money.
Credits.
Yeah, that's
The
your
amount of
monies.
money you have.
One thing on these on these sheets, the box for credits is too small.
Yeah,
Is it?
you're only
That's
supposed to
gonna-
have 2 digits worth of credits. That's it. Don't.
Yeah,
if you have
that's-
too many, you messed it up.
5d10 times 10 will very infrequently result in 2 digits, but
I'm
Well, let's see
surprised.
how well my drug emporium has been doing for me. Bad. Wait, no, it's
wow.
wrong. 2D.
Okay,
That was wrong. That was wrong. Try again. Try again.
there you go.
Pretty decent.
Not quite.
could be
I'm
worse.
a robot beat boop, but you're pretty good.
I mean robots save a
No,
lot of
but-
money by not eating.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Fair. See?
Adam's character is a very frugal robot.
I would have earned more if I hadn't taken half my stash. What?
Awesome. So that part is done. So there's a couple other sheets to go over. I'm not going to, because we're already an hour in and we're just finishing the character creation. But I did want to point out that there is a player's cheat sheet handout in all of your folders. Plus, it's on this page that we're on right now, down in the bottom right. It is really great. It tells you the order of operations for combat. It tells you stat, save, crit, advantage, disadvantage, skill, and opposed check mechanics. And then it gives you a little stress and panic information and ranged weapon stuff. So if you have any questions, check there first, and then if not, absolutely throw them out there so we can learn together. But I guess we're about ready to begin, right?
So you're just real quick in between, like your rank and title is not specifically what's been giving you per se, but just like the nickname that everyone uses for you.
It can be. For this session, yeah, go ahead and use make your rank and title like your nickname. Like my character Dinah that I rolled, Meatbag was the patch that she got, but that's also her call sign as a Marine. Cool. But yeah, I guess I need to figure out who made the Roll20 sheet so we can get the credits thing fixed. Alright, but cool. So I guess we're ready to go. Unless you guys have questions before we start.
How long until we die?
I'm just trying to decide what I want my character's name to be.
Yeah, that's I feel him. I think I have a decent name.
You decided against Ahab?
Yeah. That is
That was
what
so good, though.
that's what we call a
Admiral
goof.
Beep Boop.
No, that's not good either.
No, it's just 4H, 4B.
Yeah, well, I mean, like this is the thing is that all of you just need to pick human names, but I have to figure out like a naming scheme for all robots everywhere, right? I have to like figure what that means because I wouldn't like it's either a name my character has adopted or been given, or it's like a stand-in for something else, and it depends on like why androids are made and all that stuff. I think I have an idea of what
I just call you Jimmy, no matter what you pick your name to be.
I will strangle you in your sleep.
That
you
is your
disgusting
human
meatbag. No. I mean, you can if you want. Okay.
But Adam, you're Vibe Chatty. Perfect
Yes.
target.
Sorry. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to use it.
Oh my god, your name should just be Vibe Chetty.
No. I have a name. I'm more than simply the greatest weapon ever made.
Come on, Vibe Chatty, get over here.
That is your name. There we go.
Oh no, that sounds fake, Adam.
I'm gonna kill all of you. Disgusting humans. Okay. All right.
Humans.
My character has a name.
Aha, I think we have dice rolls on the screen now. Let me...
Nice. See, we get there.
Bam! Close. It's close to perfect.
It's doing.
Alright. Cool. So, to begin, I guess if this were a movie, it would say mothership that slowly fades into the background. As we zoom out with the camera, we see, well, come into focus with the camera, I guess. We see that there is a planet that looks like it's kind of like splintered with different like magma veins and is very reactive right now, as if it is imploding on itself, maybe? As we pan the camera away from the planet itself, we'll see a ship that is slowly shifting into faster than light travel, and then it eventually pops because it's sci-fi, and then the ship is gone. We'll take this time, I guess, to describe the interior of like the bridge of the ship. Well, the ship in general. It's just like a small passenger vessel, potentially a I don't know, like a shipping ship, or yeah, and the bridge is just a couple seats, you know, not too super sci-fi like the all white interiors, but not like rusted as if it were Firefly or anything like that. And the seats, there will be whoever is piloting, and then everybody else kind of does what they got to do. It only takes one person to man this ship.
Does anyone
Did
know how
anyone
to
take pilot? Because I
pilot?
didn't. I
mean,
can like switch out a thing real quick.
These
for pilot,
things
but-
pretty much pilot themselves, right? You just punch in the coordinates and you press go. It's not like we're trying to fly a fighter or anything here.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
And was that like you saying that in character or just like mentioning
It's my
it?
assumption, right? Like,
Yeah.
I guess this is the question: is like, are we private operators of a freelance vehicle? Are we part of a fleet of company-owned vehicles? Like, who is our boss? Is it ourselves, or is it like a company, or is it like we owe a company a lot of money? Like, whose spaceship is this?
I'm thinking maybe. Now this will be interesting, and this is just like came to my mind. You guys are an escape vessel, right? Maybe Kelsa's character is a very important person. Dame's character is like the guard for that person, like the bodyguard. And then you, Adam, you're like their personal android. And then Zev was just like refueling it, so you guys didn't
I'm
let
the
him stay on the
mercenary.
planet. Oh, you're the mercenary.
I'm just a mercenary that gets hired to fix a problem, and
Yeah, you're-
generally people don't even know what the problem is yet when I get hired.
Mm.
So you're you're like the I wouldn't even say like the low tier mercenary option. You're just like that person who gets assigned to these random jobs.
I am just slightly above the defunct sex bot.
Excellent. So does that work for you guys? Because I just came up with that on the spot. I was going to say that you're escaping this imploding planet, but Kelsa, would you like to be like a very important person that got off on this escape vessel?
I'm willing to be important if other people would like me to be important. I don't want to step on anyone though.
I mean, it's probably not going to matter in a few minutes anyway. You were
was
important on a planet that just imploded, and when you were going into faster than light travel, you didn't quite see any other ships leaving the atmosphere of the planet, but like there were also space stations because it's sci-fi near future.
As we were leaving, did we see some scientist putting his baby into an escape pod? Or?
yeah, it's what you know. Exactly.
Hey, you're leaving planet fuck it, it's Krypton. You know, don't worry about it.
It's
Let's move
Krypton.
Bloody Coral.
What we're
Why don't you
trying
go
to
and
say
fucking
is you're
take yourself?
Superman, Kelsa.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, you're one of the scientists who is like Jor-El's like, I gotta put my baby on this escape pod, and you're like, what about me? I'm getting on the escape pod. Forget you, Krypton. I'm out of here.
Bye. Yeah.
Super baby my ass, super grown up. I don't need no Kentucky. So we came to pick up this person, or were we also on the planet and you were like, you there, idiot with a ship, I'll pay you 1,000 credits to get me out of here.
I
feel
think
it's
we
more like
might have
that
just
one.
been like thrown together for something that we need to do on planet. Then whatever happened that made the planet explode, like had all of us, because we're already together, just run into the nearest ship we would find and just get the heck out of Dodge.
I like the idea. I like the idea that like if we want to premise the idea that Kelsa's character is somebody who is like significant enough to command any kind of like resources, and Dame's character is their bodyguard, and I am their property. You are probably the required human occupant of an otherwise automated vehicle, right? Like how with autonomous cars, it's like somebody needs to just be in the seat. But now you have to deal with the fact that you had to take like an actual job. Maybe that never happens. Maybe we're in some like backwater and you had to take an actual job. And now there are other people on the ship that you've been using as a mobile drug lab for like however long you've worked here, right? Like your side gig is that wherever your ship is like, you're essentially like a bus driver, but the bus drives itself. So you're making like speed in the back seats of the bus.
And the problem is I can't get out of the deal because generally my contract is I will fix your problems, and the problem hasn't been fixed yet, so I can't just offload them being like, oh, your problem is fixed. So I'm still stuck with you all while we're in my ship.
It could be that you were picking up something to bring to this location that you guys just punched in the coordinates for, and Kelsa was part of that delivery package. So you have like, I don't know, space train-esque cargo segments behind your ship.
Mhm. Yeah, I probably have like a small cargo ship that is a bit dingy, because as drug dealers go, I probably don't spend my money on keeping my ship fixed. I can do that. Who needs to do that? But yeah, I probably had like a double job. One of them was her, and then the other one was something a little bit less legitimate that probably happened on that planet and I needed to go to somewhere else. And I low-key love it if the reason the planet imploded was because of something I gave someone else, but I didn't know about that. I just knew that I gave a dodgy package somewhere there, and it's fine. Nothing's gonna happen, right?
You deliver a dodgy package, it turns out to be a planet buster, and it's fine.
Who would have known that it was the targeting system for a giant laser that was gonna be...
You're describing. You realize you're describing the beginning of Final Fantasy IV, right? I need you to take this package to this village, and yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine.
I mean, they gave him a few extra credits though, and like a few extra credits buys him a pint. So.
I'm not here to say no to that.
Anywho, while you guys are traveling through FTL, do you like converse? Is it like a tense situation? You can't exactly say that you know what caused the planet to collapse, but you were given no more than an hour warning about it happening. So right. I guess
well,
like
in
that hour,
anyway. Now that all of you are on my ship anyway, don't go over there. Don't go into the med bay. Don't go in. You know what? There's the closet over there. Why don't you go all in there, strap in with whatever you can find, and just don't move. Right? We'll be back in 55 days. I think you can hold out. I'll bring meals in front of the closet. Is that okay?
No.
So,
well,
real quick, can you describe what your character looks like, Zev?
So, you see this slightly darker skinned, very gruff, like a decent part of my hair is super scraggly and maybe like, say 10 centimeters long. So it's like that almost to shoulder length, at the point where you should either let it grow out or get a haircut, but it's definitely not one of those two that I'm thinking of. My jumper is like mainly like open with all the buttons are mainly open, and there's this dingy like green shirt underneath that probably needs to go into a wash. And I just have 1,001 tools on about 4 belts that hang around me, and probably like have the sleeves torn over my jumper as I just walk around. Maybe because I always thought they got in the way. Maybe I thought they were cool. No one really knows.
At least you don't have a white t-shirt on that you have a pack of cigarettes rolled up in.
And yeah, I think like he has this like scraggly, like just a little bit more than a 5 o'clock shadow that has been like interrupted by multiple scars that you can see that kind of like adorn his face, kind of like John Marsh from the first Red Dead, if you've seen like the art of him.
I'm familiar.
And yeah, he just kind of like sleazes around and is visibly very tense in this situation, like
now is your visible tenseness disguising the fact that you're tense about these people being in your drug dealing vessel, or are you tense because a planet just blew up underneath you?
I'm definitely making use of the fact that the planet just exploded to act as if that's what I'm tense about, instead of the fact that there are people on my place where they shouldn't be.
Totally legitimate spaceship.
So real quick question as the GM, and if you want this to be secret, you can keep it secret. Are you currently high? Or do you just make the drugs?
It's maybe the better question. No, I think he does. Especially he doesn't use his stuff on the job.
Okay.
That he knows discipline from being a Marine, that kind of stuff. So he's all about having a good time in the months, if not weeks, that you're within in between space. But when on a job, make sure you can do whatever you need to do.
Cool. And so Kelsey, you responded with absolutely not. So let's see what your character looks like.
Yeah, like I feel like I straight up like tap my patch that says allergic to bullshit when you're like going on this whole thing. I think she's wearing like probably just suit pants and a like sweater, but that sweater has like a on top of the sweater, there's like the vest with the patch that's like the official uniform piece. And as a scientist, I get to have a slightly modified wardrobe, and I have like I'm picturing the hazard suit that the hazard suit that I get for being the loadout that I took as being like in this little, it's like all folded up and it's like in a little square case, but I'm not currently wearing it. Yeah, and I also have an old school style medical bag, you know, that's got those big old handles and everything.
Like one of those leather ones that opens at the top with the okay.
Yep, exactly. I got one of those. And yeah, she's got just black pants and the sweater, and then the vest over with the allergic to bullshit patch on it. And she's got pale skin and long brown hair, probably like braided, just straight down her back. A very no nonsense kind of style. And she definitely wears glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they
I
circle
figured you'd say
glasses,
they were, like-
rectangular, square?
Octagon?
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Nice. It's sci-fi.
It has to be a hexagon if you want to be sci-fi.
Okay.
You're right.
It is
Everything
too
is in
many.
half.
Too much like a circle.
Okay.
I
The
think
most
I should say
sci-fi
that.
glasses you can imagine.
Awesome.
I think I should say like, no. I just kind of like.
Right. Well, you android, why don't you make them all some coffee or something? I need to go clean up before anyone goes anywhere.
And I gotta like wander off like hurriedly.
I just watch you. I don't say anything. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to leave.
I discovered
Yeah, no, I'm
something.
gone.
You guys need to remove a 0 from your credits, because that's how many credits you get if you don't take a starter.
Oh, if you
pack.
don't do the thing? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I have 37 credits.
I
Boom, I
know,
told you, 2
relatable.
digits or bust.
But my
Don't-
drugs. But my drug money.
I mean, you need the drugs because you have no money.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
This
Fair.
is
Oh, you
this is
just
your
do
last
that.
job. It's the one that'll get you out.
That was this package, but I was supposed to meet my payer in 2 hours, and now the planet is exploded.
I mean,
yeah,
that's not my
troublesome.
fault. So I guess we get to take a peek at what you look like. Adam, you're going to pretty much set the stage for every android in the setting for the rest of the game.
Yeah, right.
No pressure.
So yeah, so my character Faust is a service android, like probably like an all-purpose assistant. In that the only real skill I have is computer bullshit. So I guess that's what I do for you. I guess I can translate too. I've got linguistics, so I fulfill a lot of C3PO-esque type shit. But if we had an actor playing this character, I was doing some googling around. I think probably he looks like there's a Korean actor named Gong Yoo, who is a good fit for what I was thinking for the character looks like. I'm wearing my flight suit, and it is probably in pretty good condition, though. I don't know. Kelsa, would your character have like bought me any other clothes, or am I just like dealing with the like factory flight suit and then patching it and dealing with it myself?
So I feel that you may not be her possession, but you're assigned to her more likely. So if you want to be like working for a company, like I'm guessing that the science company that Kelsa works for that assigned you to her
Wow,
would
you can't even afford
definitely-
your own android. You have to like get one on lease from the company. Okay,
I wouldn't say that.
yeah.
I would just say that maybe she belonged to the corporation. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe I belong to the corporation.
Exactly.
Okay. So I'm assisting you on behalf of whatever company that you work for. Okay, cool. Well, that's a very different relationship. I like that. Okay, so yeah, I probably, I guess, would be, yeah, I'm wearing like a turtleneck underneath my flight suit. The flight suit is patched multiple times, so like the elbows and the knees have patches. There's probably not a lot of like mission patch on there. I guess it would have on the back the logo of the company, and then probably some kind of like operating number or whatever on the breast pocket. And then I have this other flight patch, which either I sewed on or someone else did. We don't know. Yeah, I'm carrying some like luggage, and I probably don't have like, I probably have everything stored in cases that I'm bringing in. And yeah, I probably, like, my job is probably as your assistant is to like do a lot of your communications for you, which means that
dictate notes to you.
well, and I also like read and file all of your communications with the corporation, and I give you their orders, right? Like all communication with HQ goes through me. So I'm doing that. I'm like running all of that stuff for you. So yeah, I just when I get pushed around by the captain, awkward question mark, I don't say anything. I just kind of like raise an eyebrow and look around for somewhere to put down all of this material that I've got to schlep with me.
Did you get a message out to HQ before we hit FTL, Faust?
No, ma'am. I didn't have the time. And now the planet's been destroyed.
That is a bit of a problem, isn't it?
You know, it is if you lived on the planet. I look at the equipment that's like available. I don't know where are we having this meeting, in the airlock. So I look around and I say, I don't see a communications terminal, but we are standing in the airlock. I'll go check the bridge.
I probably have this fairly small, what would sort of be like a living room, though there's like a mess everywhere.
It's a very cramped like quarter, because it's kind of like the situation that a trucker would have, where they have like a bed, they have a loft over top of where they drive. So it'd be like that, except like a little bit more spacious because you're in space.
So what I'm gonna do is I have the cases of like stuff, I don't know, science crap, and I turn to what's your character's name?
Siobhan.
Siobhan, okay. I turn to Siobhan and I set the cases down like in front of you, implying like, oh, here, you carry these. I'm gonna go. And I turn to Tasha, Dr. Patton.
Dr. Patton.
Yeah, I turn to you, I give you a brief nod, and I say, I'm gonna go find the bridge. And then I go in to do that.
Cool.
Yeah, just leaving the two of you in the airlock now. We're all kind of like walking off one at a time.
And what direction did you end up going, Zev? Which I'll remember your character's name after this session, I hope. You're Millo, right?
So for everyone in chat who doesn't know, Millo went first up to the medical bay because that's where most of his stuff is set up. Because the medical bay has all the equipment that is easily reachable to make everything he needs. And knowing that we have a medical scientist on hand that probably wants to go in there, that seems highly needed to have a spring clean breaking situation.
Yeah, because like a normal police officer will just be like, what are these chemicals for? And then a scientist doctor will be like, oh, you put these together and that's drugs. Gotcha.
So yeah, that's the like getting all of that stuff, and then like there's like traces everywhere among the ship, but those aren't like too easy to spot if you don't know what you're looking for. So he's not worrying about those to start with, but it's just like the whole setup needs to be gone somewhere, and he's probably like stashing it in a cupboard somewhere. Like just lock the cupboard. It's like
definitely
it's gonna be fine.
Fall out later.
Yes. Yes.
So Dame, can you describe Siobhan real quick? Sorry, kind of sidestepped you.
So I thought it was really funny that you said that I was a bodyguard, considering my low strength. So I just kind of went with that. I'm basing my character kind of off of Mrs. S from Orphan Black, if any of you guys have watched that. So I named her Siobhan. She's Irish. I cannot do the accent. I'm not going to.
Don't worry. I can't do accents very well either, so I just talk slower or deeper.
Just pretend.
Works.
She is. If I have to wear like a uniform of some sort, then that's what I'm doing. But if not, I have like leather on, and I'm just kind of chilling, keeping to myself, not really talking to anybody, just kind of observing. She has like long, like reddish brown hair. Yep.
Cool. So I
Do
don't
have
know
any
if you would.
specific equipment.
I don't-
Do you have any specific equipment that is like like your gun or like something else that makes you just stand out?
So the equipment that I was given for like in the character sheet, it doesn't list any specific gun, so I don't know what I
They probably have something. Like it might just look cool.
Yeah. Well, the character that I'm basing her off of always has like a shotgun on her back.
Big ass pumping shotgun, right?
Something
Do
like
not
that.
make her angry. I understand.
So what pack?
Please have a nice time on board my ship.
What pack did you take, Dame?
What pack did I take?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
for gear.
starting load? Oh, so you went with extermination.
Extermination,
Okay.
right?
So you got a submachine gun instead of a shotgun.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's perfect. Sounds good.
Cool. All right.
I have so many tabs open. I can't look at the rule book, so I don't know what I have.
You
So-
grabbed a gun, you didn't really look at it, and now you like actually take a look and you're like, this is not my shotgun.
You grabbed it from
That's
the
not the one.
you grabbed it from the gun rental kiosk, and your gun rental charges are just gonna go through the roof. You can't even return it. You have to go straight
Yeah,
to
but the
manufacturer.
planet of origin has exploded, so it's fine.
But if it's a multiple corporate like system business, then they're not gonna care.
Yeah.
So I guess you'd have a place to return it to at some point.
That's why I always ran from the mom and pop places, because sometimes they implode.
And then you got a free gun out of it.
That's right, and you have to return your shit.
Yeah,
It's like that time I rented a DVD from Blockbuster, and then Blockbuster went out of business.
Whoops. Good job.
I might just be a quiet mouse.
All right. So I have one more question, real quick, for Milo. What coordinates did you put into the system when you left? Like when you left
like
the
where
planet?
we're going?
Yeah. Are you going to like the closest place you can go, or are you going to a specific destination? You just getting out of the system?
Yes. So we went out of here in a hurry, right?
Yeah.
Because the planet was imploding. And did wait, let's look up the name. Did Tasha have like a specific place that we knew she was gonna go? Like, did you have a mission somewhere to go?
I mean, I guess, like, check back in with corporate back at whatever the headquarters I was sent from to go to this planet before it exploded.
Corporate. Those
whatever
words I
that would
don't
be.
like. I guess we're going somewhere else.
I don't think we had a lot of time to tell you where to go either, though. Like,
Yeah,
we get
I
in
feel
your
like
ship and it's like,
an hour to
There's-
fuel a spacecraft doesn't sound super great.
There's probably a dive bar that all truckers go to that is obviously also my hotspot of where I sell my drugs. So that's got to be a problem. But that's like the speed dial
Well,
option.
that's
Like,
good. I mean, at least we can all relax and ponder the exploding of this planet while we look at beautiful art. So I'm looking forward to it.
should have taken art though.
Did you or did you
But-
not take art?
I did not take art. I didn't have enough
What?
points.
Ah, rough.
I wanted to have engineering.
You're an
as well, and
embarrassment to
that's 2 points.
Teamsters everywhere.
Look, that's why I get them high, so they can stop nagging me. But yeah, that's probably what
Me
we're on
imploding
our way to.
planet art in itself.
right.
Fair. But yeah, that's probably where we're going, since that's just the number one thing that I can think to go to if I had to very quickly punch in some coordinates.
Okay. Cool. So you're just going to like a rinky-dink rim planet that all of the space truckers stop at on their way to
It's
and
probably
from
not even a
different
planet.
large hubs. Okay.
I think it's 2 space stations that once collided, and then a bunch of truckers came by to fix it. Semi-fix it.
and they
that's
never left.
just now like and that's now just like a hangout spot.
So it's one of those colonies in like random nowhere Nebraska that people are like, this is mine now. Gotcha.
I mean, as a European, I have no idea, but yes.
That's fair. Cool. So you're off destroying or hiding your paraphernalia. What's your character's? I'm trying to remember. Faust is off on the bridge, doing God knows what. What about you, Kelso? What is Dr. Patton up to? They just like taking in the scenery, or?
Yeah, like I think she's just trying to like calm down after all of this. First, you know, the mission went sideways, then the planet was exploding. I don't know what order that actually happened in. It's a little confusing. And then we get on this ship, and then Captain Millo is kind of a dick. And so I'm just like taking a moment to like try to calm myself and center. Basically.
Reassemble, get your intellectualizing boots
I
back
probably
on.
wind up sitting on one of those crates that Faust brought in, because we don't know where to put them yet, so Siobhan can't help move them. Yeah, and I probably am just sitting there, and I've like pulled out like I feel like I don't have like a compact, so like would my med scanner be able to work as like a mirror? Like can I turn on selfie mode? I gotta
yeah.
fix my hair.
Yeah, go for it. Cool.
I
And
unpack my brass knuckles and I think about punching Millo in the face, but then I put them away.
I guess we pan over to Siobhan, who sees this happen. She just pulls out brass knuckles, kind of like shuffles them in her hand, and then puts them back in her pocket or something. What are you doing? Are you like trying to figure out where you would put these boxes, or are you just like, screw this guy?
Yeah, I feel like I know I'm supposed to put the boxes somewhere, but I don't really want to, so I'm just leaving them.
I don't blame you. Guy seemed like a dick.
He was kind of rude, yeah.
He was under a lot of pressure, okay?
Cool. So, Adam, what Faust is doing, how long would you say that takes? Or are you just like going to settle in the bridge?
I mean, I'm gonna go up to the bridge and check and see if it's like locked first and foremost. If I can get access to what would normally be the like manual controls of the ship. So can I get into the bridge, or is it locked?
It is locked, but if you want to try and hack your way in, I will give you advantage on that, because I know that he'd have the worst password ever.
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Cool. So let's go ahead and make our first roll, and then immediately following, we'll take our first break.
Cool.
Cool. So, skills. Are you using a skill to roll this? Or?
Yeah, I've got hacking at plus 15%.
Cool. So go ahead and roll hacking at plus 15%, and you want a lower than your total
It's an intellect roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you roll it twice then to.
Yeah, so let me
take the
roll it
better
twice,
result.
and we'll keep the best one.
Well, the first one was
So-
successful.
Can I do better than that? Let's find out.
Did you get a crit? That's a question.
Okay, so my first roll is better than my
Yes.
second roll, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lower is better.
Okay, yeah. So
it doesn't
with-
really matter, because as long as you make a success, you succeed.
yeah,
So
but
it-
in case we
When
need
in the
in case we need granularity, a 20
Yes.
is better than a 42 because it's further from 52.
Yeah.
Actually, I believe if you ever have to if you do an opposed check, and
Is it closer or
both of them have
further
a-
that matters?
and both of them have a success, it's the one who has the highest number who wins.
Right.
Oh,
Okay. So it's the
weird.
inverse. The 42 is better because
Yeah.
it's 10 points
Mhm.
short of
Yeah.
52. Okay.
Well,
Right.
we had not rolled this as if it were an opposed check. or
No.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
just
We're
has
just
to
we're just
succeed.
trying to figure like the difference between one success and
Yeah.
another, and whether this game cares. Right?
Okay.
Like in D&D, if the armor class is 18, an 18 and a 19 are the same number essentially. There's no difference. But
Yeah,
you might use them.
there's no difference, but I'll try to spin it in a way that
I mean, it doesn't really
lends
matter. I
itself.
open the door, right? I get what I want. My
Yep.
intent was to break into the bridge.
So-
Yeah, I mean, I probably, and this is one of those things where I think probably like I look human until I start interfacing with computers and stuff. So I probably like take off a glove and then my fingers break up into like filaments and I stick my hand into the door's computer. And I just like communicate with it directly through that and then just crack it open.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm a
and-
human. Look how human I look. And then I put my glove back on.
Awesome. So as
the
that
best
happens,
thing is, the best thing is like the password is like literally, there's a poster of like a band, like there's a Sting poster, let's say, even though Sting probably doesn't exist at that point, of his like Brand New Day single, and the password is Brand New Day.
Yeah,
I was gonna
mean,
say
I
it's just the
brute- I
name of the
brute-
ship backwards.
I basically just brute force it, right? I just like we see me kind of like my eyes kind of roll back a little bit in my head, and on the pad, on the lock pad, the spots for the password, and I imagine like if this isn't that complicated, it'd be more like a series of numbers rather than typing in a whole thing. But we would just see it autofill, like each one kind of rolls digits and letters and then clicks in and then until the whole thing is full. I don't ever actually look at the password. I just brute force the system. And then the door cracks open.
And your processor just does all the work, so all your sensory
Yeah.
is available to you while that's happening. But
Yeah.
as the
And
door
what's
opens
interesting-
and
yeah.
the tendrils go back into your fingers and you slip your glove back on, we take a break.
Cool.
I was going to ask though, real quick, do you like? Oh no, how does it look? Does it appear that you're up to no good, or are you just trying to break in to take control? Like, are you trying to commit mutiny?
I just
or
don't.
not?
I don't trust the current operator of this vehicle to do a very good job. And I'm going to go and just make sure everything is on the up and up myself.
Awesome.
As
Cool.
as one last point of note, my ship definitely doesn't have those fancy sphincter doors. It's just a simple like sliding door that slides open in the middle, old school like that.
Yeah. I think those like irising doors, they're probably predominantly in like ventilation shafts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
The actual doors, yeah, they open.
And
Do you have to
also
press?
Millo
Do you have
just
to press a
doesn't care.
button?
Yeah.
Do you have to press a button to open them, or do they open when you walk up to them?
They're no. You have to press a button. Milo doesn't care about all that newfangled bullshit.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break. There is currently a giveaway starting now. The keyword is !flesh, and it is a physical copy of a pound of flesh.
Cool.
We'll pick the winner when we get back, and then another giveaway. I'll just give out this exact copy of
Woo.
Mothership. So bam.
Cool.
All right.
Nice.
Yes, and to clarify for folks, a pound of flesh is a mothership supplement, not a literal chunk of meat you will get in the mail.
We are
I mean,
Just
giving
so-
Adam's
away
probably lying. I didn't tell you what type of pound of flesh.
Enter the
I'm not
contest
sure.
at your own peril. Ha ha ha.
I mean,
Both seem like a good option to me.
If
It's
Cards
important
Ag-
to clarify.
if Cards Against Humanity can do it, why can't I? All right. We'll be back in like 10 minutes. See you guys. Unmute. All right, we're back. Everyone,
everyone.
thank you so much for sticking around. I am going to open up Nightbot and pull that winner for the giveaway that we did.
Who has earned themselves a pound of flesh that they can throw in the barbecue? I mean, on their shelf.
No,
This
it's-
version of
it's-
pound of flesh would not last on a barbecue very long. It's like about this thick, made out of paper. It'd be ash very
It
quickly.
is a raw pound of flesh. Thank you very much. There's the giveaway button.
I still have a weird book somewhere on like designer flesh and making like meat products out of that, and it's super
Yes.
trippy. And it's specifically like designed to look like meat. And, like,
Dude,
the-
everybody's like
yeah.
everybody's super into the Impossible Burger and the like Beyond or whatever. It's
Mhm.
totally the future of meat production. It's one way we're gonna like try to save the planet from lighting on fire and hurling into the sun. Fake cows.
So, I totally blew it with setting up the giveaway, so I'm just going to do it for anybody who has been active in the past 10 minutes. Because I needed to have this preloaded, apparently. Warp.
Oh yeah.
Oops.
They made the texture of this book specifically like red meat-like,
Nice.
where
It's-
it's like it simulates like the cell structure of meat, which is super awesome. And like the entire inside of the book is like everything, all the pictures. Let's see if I can find. All the pictures are in this like meaty light, are in like meaty red color. It is lovely.
No, I don't need.
Adam won.
Get out of here,
Guess
Nightbot.
what?
Rigged. This
No.
is rigged.
Let's
Streamer
go ahead
luck.
and let's go ahead. Streamer luck, exactly.
First you get the vibe shitty, and now you get
That's
the giveaway
right.
All right,
Everything's
we're
coming up Millhouse.
we're gonna re-roll this because I know Adam already has the book.
We hadn't talked about it, but Adam had a few very specific like things he asked for before he came on
That's
the
right.
stream.
We have to make it look like I won. We have to fake a giveaway, and then I've got to win.
All right, so it's re-rolled, but it hasn't.
Yeah, it did. It says not awful.
Oh, okay, cool.
Not awful,
So,
has won the
not
giveaway.
awful. If you could
Congratulations.
send me a message, or yeah, you just posted. So I'm going to need you to send me a message, and I will get your information over to Sean McCoy, and we'll get you that copy of A Pound of Flesh.
We'll get you your flesh.
So,
Delicious.
not awful. Okay, I'm going to bookmark that. Send me a message. We'll get you the
Yeah,
book.
don't accidentally send it to awful. That's a different person, and they don't deserve it.
Yeah,
they're
'cause
awful.
All right, cool. So we're going to start over a new giveaway right now with an actual keyword, and this one is just going to be mothership, because why not? One word, exclamation point beforehand. Don't spam, because if you do it if you post it more than once, you're disqualified, because that's how the thing works. It looks, and all right. It tells me there's no eligible. Okay, well, yeah, just type in mothership. We'll check back in later. Yeah, and I guess we will pick back up where we left off. I guess the
command mothership has a description of the game, so I don't know.
oh crap,
That's probably why
that explains it.
didn't.
Oops.
Yeah, why it was like, nope, we don't want to do this.
Yeah. So I'm
It
just
might
gonna
still
make
pick
it.
up. I don't know.
I'm just
It
going to
probably
make
will
it.
still do it, but it's gonna tell us the description every time someone does it.
Everyone
Yeah, and we
will
don't
know
want
what
that.
they're getting into.
All right, everyone. It's mother now. It's just mother.
Do
Alright.
it for your mother, everyone.
Exclamation
for Glenn
point,
Danzig.
just mother.
Yeah, exclamation point mother. Mother. Alright, so the... Oh, that's a Siobhan Sadler wiki article. Okay, that needs to go away. Back to the game. Yeah, so we kind of fade out on the scene as Faust is walking into the bridge. And I guess we'll go back real quick to... I guess the common area where Dr. Patton and Siobhan
Yeah,
are.
I think it's more reasonable rather than like starting with me going into the bridge is just have me coming back, right? Like
Oh,
I'm done.
yeah, there
I'm
you
done
go.
what I need to do on the bridge. So maybe to bookend, it's me going into the bridge to fade out. We fade in on that same door. It opens and I'm coming out,
Excellent.
having done what I needed to do,
I'm into it.
and then we can follow me back to that common room to see where everybody's at.
Cool. So that is exactly how we're going to do it. We'll follow you back to the common room. At this point, has Millo returned?
Yes and no. I think Milo at some point, like, understanding that he needs to keep these people semi-friendly to him at the very least, he comes back. He doesn't apologize, but he comes back with like some coffee and expects everyone to want coffee because that's all he has that is legal. He probably has tea somewhere, but he doesn't know where anymore, and then he'll have to go look, and that's too much work. He only drinks coffee anyway. But yeah, he comes back with some coffee and like,
Well, right. So, I know I've been a bit mean, but you should it's just been my place, okay? So it's been a bit. I've let my stuff lay around, and not people see my stuff. But I cleaned up now. I made sure that all of you have your own room, sort of. It's gonna be some time. It's not gonna be spacious, but you'll have a spot to stay at the very least. And wait, where is that damn robot?
As you
And
say
then
that,
Faust would walk
yeah, they come like walking right back in. And you catch it, Adam, if you would like Faust to respond or otherwise.
I don't talk to mouth-breathing subhumans.
Right. Well, I brought coffee for everyone.
Wait. I'm like, what's the coffee down? Looks for some cabinet, like, oh, there. Sugar if everyone wants it, but, coffee.
Not today.
More for me, I guess. Right. So, right now we're going to a place I've been before since I just needed to put in something quick. We'll probably won't stay there for long. It's called Hephaestus, but you probably won't know it. It's fine. I'll just make sure that. Wait, where are you to go again? Tishi, you.
Teshura.
That.
Yeah.
I'll go take care of that. I don't know. Make yourself at home. And kind of like awkwardly walks back. He's like, I don't know how to deal with normal people.
Well, it's a good thing there aren't any of those around.
So true.
Was anything that our new friend saying factually incorrect based on what I know from hanging out in the cockpit?
That sounds like an opposed check, right? Would it be like deception versus your...
I mean, I just want to know if anything that I found out is in direct contradiction of what you just said. So if you're like, we have to go here and refuel, and I'm like, the fuel tanks are full, moron. Like, is there anything factually? And I guess this is more a question for Zev than it is for like the warden, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know how receptive or at least like perceptive Faust would be of like illegal substances.
Right,
There
yeah.
would probably have been some traces and
what I would have looked for is like, where are we going and how long is it going to take to get there, and just making sure you're not like driving us somewhere that isn't safe or good for
so what you would know
corporate
is the
assets.
coordinates do not say Hephaestus. That's the name that I gave it, and the coordinates seem to go to what, according to your database, would be just mid-space somewhere where nothing is supposed to exist. And it's supposed to take us a week and a half or something to get there.
Okay, so we're going somewhere according to you, but from what I can tell, it's just like
Nowhere.
Okay.
Going straight up nowhere.
All right.
And there's probably the spaceship equivalent of oil change light on.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yes. No, actually, there's probably like something that has been taped on top of that. Like some kind of
Put
picture
like
or
a
something
sticker
from
over
somewhere.
it so you can't see
Yeah.
the light.
It'd be very annoying.
Yeah, so you put something on top of it.
Yeah.
And yeah,
try to
I think
ignore the beeping sound.
I think as long as Faust doesn't bring anything up and everyone just like rejects the coffee, you're just like,
Well, seeing as my coffee is warmer than this crowd, I'll go bring the cargo to the cargo hold.
You said we had rooms.
Yeah, just
that was the wrong.
follow around the bend there. There's
Oh,
there's
no.
one big door that goes to the quarters, and the quarters, well, you'll see. It's simple. I don't normally have guests on this place.
yeah, picks one of the bigger boxes or whatever we have as
So when
cargo
you
in our-
when you go to pick something up, I think I take a step towards you, kind of like lifting my hands. I don't go so far as to like touch you or like force you to put the thing down, but I take a slight step towards you to indicate like you maybe shouldn't do that. And I put my hands up and I say, that's not going to be necessary. You can leave all of this cargo as is. And I look at Siobhan, and I say, "We'll take care of it. Just make sure the ship
right
gets
here,
us
where
there."
everyone can stumble over it. I have a cargo hold for a reason, you know. I mean, if you don't want me touching it, you can bring it to the cargo hold. Not a problem with me. As you can see, we don't have a lot of space around here. If we keep it here, then it's going to be hard to walk around.
And I nod and I say, "I understand that this is a high traffic throughput. We'll have all of our things put somewhere aside. Just don't tamper with them. Company property."
Right. Well, don't open any like cupboards that you're not meant to open, at least. Or closets.
This is a question for our warden. The company that owns the spaceship, what is its corporate relationship to the company that owns us?
Probably just like the spaceship that you are on currently is just like a shipping contract of the company that owns yourself and Dr. Patton. And then I'm sure Dame's character Siobhan is from another mercenary contract.
So I'd like to cite some kind of like corporate manual or something that deals with like the chain of command, and basically like so that I can say, you know what, all you have to do is stay out of our way and shut up because we're both higher ranked than you, and this company is owned by the same company that we work for, and like you're done. You came to pick us up. Get out of my way and don't tell me what I can or can't mess around with. But I want to do it in a very like, according to paragraph 3, subsection B, sentence 2 of the employee handbook. I basically just want to like quote some bureaucracy that says like, don't tell us what to do. This ship is as much ours as it is yours.
All right, so you're pretty much just saying we're the captains now, but you're doing it in fancy jargon. Would your character Millo pick that up or no, Zev?
He's of average intelligence, so.
I mean, have you ever read corporate legal documents? They're like written as puzzles.
No, but I think he'd just have an averse reaction to anything that is like legalese to begin with. So I think it's just like,
right, bald face. I have no idea what you just talked about, but you guys do your own thing. Keep in mind, I'm the captain around here, and you just lay low. Everything's gonna be fine. Get me those coordinates wherever you want to go to begin with. By the way.
It appears.
And then picks up something else that needs to go somewhere.
Yeah, and I'll say, it appears that we've already set in coordinates, and we're not going to be able to change them midway. When we get to wherever it is that we're going, I'll input new coordinates. If I were you, I would avoid the bridge for now. Think of it as a temporary vacation. We'll handle everything from here.
Millo thinks
you do with my bridge,
and then kind of like walks off because he knows he's not gonna get anywhere in this line of questioning because you're just gonna put more legalese against him.
Yeah, and I will have changed the password on the bridge door.
Oh, you.
It's now drugs 54321.
Just reverse the number orders.
Actually,
they would never expect it.
The password is now in accordance with far future super internet law. The password is now 7 million characters and includes at least one capital letter, a symbol, and a number.
And an emoji. We have upgraded.
Yes.
And it's on a timer. It's
That's right. Yeah, you have to be able to input 1 million characters in the span of 30 seconds, or you can't open the door.
Yep. There you
Imagine somewhere in the near future, y'all are doing something, and you hear a distant, "Oh right, you mother!" as he finds that the lock has been reset.
God, can you imagine trying to put in a complicated password like that on a timer? That would be the most frustrating thing of all time. Oh my god.
Hashtag sponsored by whatever you use for your passwords.
Yeah, right. But like seriously, that'd be a nightmare.
Storage company. I can't do my own password on the first try sometimes because my fingers are fatter than my keys. But anywho, so Millo discovers that you have locked him out of the bridge. What is the doctor up to? Do you think this is? I just had something come out of my speakers on my computer, and it startled the hell out of me.
That would startle me too.
Yeah.
The
I
horror
don't
is
know
already
where
starting.
it came from at all.
That's troubling.
They're
Yeah, I
listening.
mean, I'm probably going to go settle into whatever room or space that Milo has assigned to me. And that probably means like emptying everything that's inside this room out into the hall, and then like bringing back in just like the chair and a couple other things or whatever, and just leaving everything else on the hall. Like, we'll deal that with there.
So yeah, the quarters basically are this tiny circular room that has basically like the Japanese, like, what are they called again? Those hotels where you can just stay in this little pod.
Yeah, like a capsule.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Capsule, yeah, a capsule hotel. Basically, like, that's it. It's like a small central room, and then 3 capsules high, probably like 6 in circumference, and that's it. And of course,
Yeah.
like, stuff everywhere. It's very obvious that this was basically just an additional like storage room for him, until
Yeah,
he
all of
like
that
ran
stuff
by
is
to
in the
get the
hall.
worst stuff out of there.
It's in the hall now, all of it.
Nice, more stuff to stumble over.
Yeah, no. I
And
mean,
you
maybe we'll move it to the cargo bay.
You probably like trip over it while you're storming back from checking the door, right?
Yeah, it just means that I have more chances to show off my rippling muscles to maybe charm some of the people because my personality is not doing it. See, I'm strong.
Yeah, that's weird.
Everyone has a better
Nothing.
feeling why my sleeves are torn off.
Right.
Excellent. All right. Cool. So if you guys don't have anything particular that you would like to do, I guess we'll let some time pass. You have like what, a week and a half of being cramped together with people that you obviously aren't trusting or don't like. So throughout that time, do you guys have there is food and water. The station is stocked with, or the ship is stocked with rations and water. So you have MREs and water, but well, not but, so you won't have to go into your stash of MREs. Yeah. Do you guys like get into anything before any events may occur?
Oh, I definitely would like to go through the medical bay and reorganize everything.
Is this ship big enough to have like a mid bay? Like
It
I
wouldn't-
figured we were.
It
I
would be
figured we
more
were
of
in
like
like a space Uber, basically.
it would be.
I
It's a bit
specifically
bigger
got
than.
one for my side business.
Yeah, it would be a bit bigger than that. There's probably a couple compartments in the main, like, this would be easier
Go
to
to the
draw.
first aid kit and you're like, why does all you have is Robitussin?
It's just like a little kiosk.
Like, listen, getting flu and dealing with flu and cold symptoms in space is very dangerous.
But yeah, there's definitely like also the notion that a bunch of other rooms that you'd normally have on a ship like this have been made smaller to make room for the med bay, as it were, that I have for my side hustle.
Yeah, so it's pretty much, there's the main hall, which is like the living area / work area, and then there's like capsules, like the cockpit or bridge would be like a capsule that fits like 4 people. Then there's little offshoots. So your medical bay isn't like a medical bay, it's more like a cot that has a closing, and then it does like scans and like basic work, like injecting stuff or
It's
like
it's
mixing.
it's the auto dock from
Yeah.
the fucking Prometheus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
The
And-
best thing is he probably has a just like the basic first aid kit, and it's anywhere but in the med bay. His med bay's not used for healing things.
No.
Cool. So
Yeah.
you go through and you look at his medical cot thing. I don't know. So what exactly does she establish from like checking this out? Or is that password better than your last one?
So, I think if there was stuff that needed to be on a heavy password, I probably wouldn't have left it in the medbay at this point, knowing that we'd have a chemistry doctorate on the ship. But I think what might be fair is because there's not like a thing like perception in here, so maybe like ever make a chemistry check to see if she makes the link between all the chemicals that are available in here and see if what they're most commonly used for.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
That might be a
Yeah, it's an interesting.
So
it's
I
an
think
interesting thing. It's one of those like, does the absence of the rules indicate that there's no rule for a thing? Like, there's no way to manipulate or like convince someone of something, in the same way that there's no perception or investigation checks.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to describe what you're doing, and then things like first aid or whatever like would kick in to see what your character might know. It's interesting the barrier between the two there.
So I mean, this
Yeah,
may
and
sound
I-
silly, but I was thinking maybe this could be the way that this is handled. Since you were kind of like scavenging around to like hide your stuff, like make sure you get everything. You roll your scavenge versus her chemistry or biology.
Well, what I was thinking is maybe that we make an opposed chemistry check. Since I'm trying to check out which of my chemicals I need to hide and which I don't need to hide.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Make
that
sure
works.
that I
That
know
works.
that someone
That
else
works
doesn't-
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Too.
Flawless. I love it. All right, let's go.
Your intelligence is higher than mine, though, so that's gonna be.
Wow, and it was
a
like
good
an
one.
exact success too.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow,
and
okay,
poor
yeah.
Milo failed real bad.
And there we go. So yeah,
Wait, with
no.
these,
So you're like,
No,
I
no,
put all
hold
of the,
on,
I put all the
hold
secret
on.
shit away, except for apparently all of this heroin. I guess I just left
With a-
laying out.
with opposed checks, you want the highest number though, don't you?
Yeah, but you have to also
Yeah,
succeed.
You have to
but
succeed.
still have to succeed.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you want to get it as close to your value as possible, which means that
Gotcha.
if you both succeed, the person with the higher skill or the person closer to their skill value. Yeah.
And since I hit straight on my skill value, I pretty much was gonna win full stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because her intelligence is higher, so her base, like height, is higher than mine.
What's it like to have intelligence?
But yeah, I probably like forgot. I probably had.
What are like
What you
be
probably
smart?
find. Yeah, what you probably find is that I forgot to take out a trash that has a bunch of like used up capsules and like injectors and all the kind of stuff. Like
Yeah, right.
took
I know.
everything out of the
I really
chemistry
like
stuff.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I
Awesome.
wasn't even trying to like go through the trash, but like I went to go throw something away, and like it was over full, and then then
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is all of this? Oh my god. Yeah. So I think at some point I'm gonna take Milo aside, and I would be like, I see you've got a little side business going on.
Well, I'm gonna feign ignorance just to make sure that you can have plausible deniability. That's how it works, right?
Sure. Just don't.
Look, I wasn't planning on having people on my ship, right?
Well, I
We're gonna
certainly
take
wasn't
your
planning
ship.
on
It was
being
gonna
on
be
it.
fine. Like this is. So, you do me a favor, I do you a favor. Everything's gonna be fine. I even make you coffee, right?
Right. I'll pretend that counts for something.
What gave it away?
And then like it hits him like.
Stupid. Right.
You forgot to put the things that needed to be going in the incinerator. All right, so I did
Should've
actually
really fixed that incinerator.
make like a diagram of the ship. It's terrible, and it looks
It's
more like a train.
flawless.
But so when the ship takes off, it's like in a breaching atmosphere shape, and then the panels break off, so it's more so there's less weight, and it breaks off into like a junctioned ship that there's like airlock tubes in between, and there's 3 total. There's the main one, and then there's the back one, and then the one in between the main one and the front one. Yeah, that's there too. But the 2 are the same. The 2 in the back are the same exact shape, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's just an angry scarecrow now, or one of those Transformers you got in a Happy Meal in 1995.
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah. What was it? Beast Wars?
That's just what Faust looks like.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Faust art.
First Bag of Bones fan art. Excellent. Awesome. Do you have any preference for name of this ship? Does anybody care? I didn't even think of a naming convention for the ship.
I would, because Millo definitely thinks that he owns this ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the name would be yet.
Well, we can
mean,
come
you
back
probably
to
have
it. It's not essential right this second.
Yeah.
So
You probably have a name for the ship that is not its official name.
that's what I was thinking too.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, you say you name the ship, but it's not the collection of numbers that's on the side of it.
No. No, he'd probably call it something like Artemis.
Artemis.
Like trying to be semi-pretentious with the stuff that he still knows, because it's like at that point it would be like ancient lore, like look at me being smart.
Yeah.
Also, Artemis is like the name of like a famous movie star, but you named it after the ancient lore.
Yeah, and Artemis is normally with an I, but I definitely wanted to be with an A now because he
Okay.
didn't know the actual spelling.
Yeah, no, I was like just putting that
it
I
with
in
an
there.
A.
Artemis.
I
Well,
definitely wanted to be
well,
Artemis now
welcome
because he
aboard the
wasn't-
Artemis, my friends. You guys just sit down and we'll be there in a jiffy.
Perfect.
I thought it was from England, not from Texas.
I don't know. I was just making a voice because I wanted to.
Yeah.
All right. So she figures you out. You have a quick conversation that I think I kind of rudely interrupted with the map. So how's the rest of
No,
that
it was kind of over already anyway.
Okay.
Like she just has blackmail on me now, and I
Basically,
implored her to not use it.
Please, mom. Alright, cool. And so it's like a week and a half of travel time. Is there anything you guys can think of wanting to do? Like, I don't know, any background elements for your characters you'd like to explore, or anything you'd want to bring to the front before we get into, like, the next situation, which presumably will happen, in the
I
amount
wanna
of time
know
it takes.
what Siobhan does with her downtime in this
Oh God.
weeks.
I don't know. So she's pretty quiet and just kind of keeps to herself most of the time. So I'm probably just hanging out in my little cubby that we live in. Just waiting for something to do, waiting for orders, waiting to shoot something in the face.
As you do.
You're sitting in
That's
your
all
room.
I'm good for. So.
You're just sitting in your room thinking about
Yeah.
guns and how you only have
What else am I
19.
gonna do with
You only have 19 intelligence. That's what I like to do. I like to just
Damn,
sit
I
around and think about how dumb I am. Like, boy, I am
I
such a
sure
moron.
like this gun here.
What a
It's not my
dumbass I
gun, but
am.
I sure like it.
Maybe
You sit there
Siobhan's
at
from
the end.
Texas. Maybe that's her accent. Cause I
It's
can
a
do
classic
that.
Texan.
I
It's a
can do
classic
that.
Texan
I
name.
like this gun here.
You
Yeah.
sit there for 1.5 weeks trying to solve a simple level Sudoku and you still couldn't get through it. It's like, I swear a 9 goes over there. Well, a 9's right next to it.
Well, where else is it gonna go? And the entire puzzle's messed up, so it's not. Yeah, get you. I get you. Cool. What
just
about?
wait. Click heads.
Does Siobhan drink the coffee at the very least, or did I just make a bunch of coffee
Sure.
for myself?
Sure, I drink the coffee.
Yay! Coffee friends.
But it's probably the same situation as
It
like
makes me go even faster than I already am.
Yeah.
+1 to sped. So the coffee is probably like in the Expanse. It's just terrible, like dehydrated, fake coffee, like made in a lab bean paste that you put into water
And it's also like
stir
twice
in.
as strong as normal.
Oh
But
yeah,
not in the
'cause-
espresso kind of way. Just like it will kick you in the face kind of way.
exactly. And no matter how little or how much you use, it always has the same terrible flavor. It's designed to always taste the same whether you overconsume or underconsume it. Awesome. Cool. So what about Faust, our friendly neighborhood robot? What are you
He's
up
a
to
human.
during?
I
I think it's pretty clear that you aren't like hiding the fact that you're.
an android. No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
That's what I figured.
I am probably just doing my job. Can we communicate while we're in transit? Like, am I able to receive communications, or am I just like writing them or recording them and then?
I think like the technology's available, but you don't have anything on you to write and record with, I guess. Like from even if you were to like hack into his systems, the like the places that you need the type of interfaces and intranet you'd need contact with to speak to who you would want to be reaching out to.
Right. So this ship just sucks real bad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm recording then my own personal log, and then I'll transmit all of that once I have access to that equipment. Maybe when we stop wherever it is that we're stopping.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. Cool. So it seems like we're at the point where we want to move forward to the next scene. With that, it's about 2 or 3 days before the intended time of coming out of FTL. You just hear the engine slow down, and I guess I'll ask you guys, what type of like engine would you prefer? Would you want like fusion? Do you want like, I don't know, like rocket fuel? How sci-fi are we going with this? I'll leave it up to you guys.
I kind of like the idea of it just being rocket fuel, since the rest of the ship is as old as and retro as possible as it can be. Since
Yeah,
it's
it's
all about like keeping it.
It's tough, right? Because
Space
like,
diesel's more efficient than fusion for hauling packages. Hee-haw.
Well, and that's the thing is like with if it's a rocket powered ship, you don't fire the engines all the time. You just fire them once and then you drift to wherever you're going, and then halfway there you flip over. But the problem is that takes so long. Like fuel based like combustion engines, it would take us forever to get from the outside of a sector to the outside of a system to like any of the inner planets. But I think that's what like ion engines are like. They kind of are basically like rockets, but they can elide the fact that it takes forever to get anywhere.
Cool. So it's either ion or fusion or like solar or whatever you guys want it to be. That engine that you have makes like a very bizarre noise. Not anything like violently explosive or anything like that. And it shuts down slowly. It doesn't just like crunch to a grinding halt so you splatter into like just being compressed nothingness.
Is this so we drop out of hyperspace or whatever?
Yes,
it is. Okay.
Upon doing so, like whether it's because of your speed or the means in which you reach hyperspace, something about that has clunked out. Not your thrusters. Like it's not that you stopped moving, it's that you stopped being able to get into hyperspace. Or stay in hyperspace.
May I post that this is probably the moment where we hear the "God damn it, you fucking blank face" as he tries to get into the bridge, and he notices that the password has been changed. It's like,
so you're just now checking the bridge to.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I had no reason to go there. So this is like, what is happening? And he tries to check it out, and then finds that the door is locked on him. It's like.
And I think as soon as you turn around to be like, I'm gonna go, I'm just standing right there, like way too close to you.
Is blank face like an in-universe like terrible name to call an android?
Yeah, blank face and bold face are probably not good names to give them. Okay. I'd guess. Like, I definitely use them to give like the idea that he's not too nice to robots.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I'm like right behind you, and when you turn around, I say, I told you, you don't need to worry about this. Just go back to the cargo hold.
Down and I'd like to know why. Also, I'd like you to change the lock, please. It's my bridge. I'd like to be capable of going to my bridge where my stuff's at.
You're using a lot of possessives in these sentences. I think you're misunderstanding who this ship belongs to.
No, ballface, you're misunderstanding. I'm using this thing every day. It's mine.
Simple possession.
Now please open the goddamn door.
Simple possession doesn't indicate ownership.
This is why I never book fucking bots. Right, ballface, bring me to your doctor or whatever. Where's she holding out? Is she taking over my med bay again?
You still have both your legs for now. Why don't you use them and
But
go
I
find
don't know
her?
where she is now, do I?
It's a
Now
small
do your
ship.
job and bring me there.
Yeah, and I just
I
stare
don't
him
trust
down.
you in my bridge.
Like I don't take orders from you.
I think he'd get physical here, but I also don't want to make problems.
I feel like it's
I
a
mean-
small ship. I can probably hear you guys arguing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably. That's how we probably solve that. It's like you can hear me shouting from a distance.
Yeah, I come up and I'm like, so I hear you're looking for me.
Yes. Also, I'm looking for a way back into my bridge where my stuff's at, which your butt seems
Your
that fucked
bridge?
up for me. Yes.
I don't think so. But Faust, if we could get inside there, I'd like to have a look around and see what's going on with the
This is why I don't do-
engine.
Dr.
That's why I
Patton,
don't deal with fancy balls.
your specialty is not astrophysics. Am I correct?
It is not.
Then you have no reason to worry about what's going on with the ship or its navigation. I assure you, I can handle whatever the problem is. I just need a little bit of room to do so.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm so used to doing things myself. Of course. Please carry on.
Was that like a
I-
shots fired at I guess this is a good question to ask. Are you two familiar with each other? Do you work constantly, or is this a newly assigned android to you, Dr. Patton?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I feel like we've been working together for a while, probably.
Yeah, sure.
So were you just calling them out when you said you've been used to doing things yourself for a while now, or were you just Right.
I feel like I'm used to doing, like, I'm used to whatever we're doing being my specialty.
yeah, right.
And the fact
Okay.
that it's not my specialty, it's like, wait, there are other people here who are better at stuff than me. That's weird.
Okay, cool. I was just
Yeah,
trying to
I
see
think,
like the
well,
dynamic of the
yeah.
relationship.
Yeah, I think as all of that is said, is like,
Right. Bolt face. Last time I checked, all of you got me because I'm the fixer.
What is
Something's
Faust
broken.
pronouns, by the way?
I don't think I've ever expressed them to you. I was built to. I was assigned male at construction, but that's just for human sake. Like I don't think I have any concept of gender. Doesn't matter to me. So
Okay.
whatever. Basically the first thing anyone calls me, I'm like, yeah, go for it. If that's how you see me, that's fine.
Yeah, well, because I'm going to interrupt when you're like,
Yeah.
bolt face, and I'm like, his name is Faust.
I don't care. I want to fix my ship, and he's stopping me. I'll call him Faust if he lets me fix whatever's wrong. Fair? Capiche? Can we get things done now?
So, Siobhan, you hear like tense conversation. I wouldn't say it's like shouting or fighting yet, but you hear that there is a tense
I'm
conversation.
ready to shoot someone in the face.
You just jump out.
I'm ready. I hear.
Pirates where?
Who do I need to shoot?
there is probably going to be a reflexive reaction from Millo from his like Marine day where he's like, ho 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 ho. Right. Hands off the trigger. Gonna be fine. Just talking to the robot.
I'm not actually gonna shoot you. Not yet.
Thank you. Otherwise, I'd have to get my guns out, and that would be a whole mess.
Because they're stuck in my bridge. Now,
Good
can I
place
go
for them.
fix... Can I not... Why am I doing this job? Why? Can I please go do my job that you hired me for, which is to fix things?
Technically, your job is to simply be present on the ship. I'll handle it. Relax.
I would be so frustrated if I was Milo right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's awesome.
I'm so gonna ask for double pay. This is not worth it. Right, well, if we're gonna call it out like that, then the med bay is mine for the next coming few days. Otherwise, I'm not making enough money on this trip.
And he just storms off.
Rude.
Yeah, you're rude.
And then, like, as he's gone for a minute, he walks back.
Forgot my coffee.
Just angry takes another can. This is
So-
mine. Shut up.
So I mean, there probably are.
Nothing else on
Violently
this ship
picks it up
belongs to
and
me,
walks
but I'm gonna say this is my coffee. And it's like
Mine.
you
It
probably
says
have a
wor-
mug.
it says
you have a mug that says
system-
Milo on the outside. We have a mug that says Milo on the outside of it that you've like put a label on there, but on the
Yeah.
bottom of the mug it just says property of the company. Like even your coffee doesn't belong to you. Yeah, it's in the
Awesome. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, like my goal is just to get everybody to like chill out and go back to doing what they're doing, and then I'm gonna go and see why we stopped.
Fair. And there are probably at least 2 terminals within the living area. There isn't like privacy because it's not expected that there would be more than 2 or 3 people depending on how large of the hall. So there's 2 or 3 terminals that function as like doing ship diagnostic and working on like, I don't know, small like labor projects, but in this case it'd be like, I don't know, data entry labor that you return once you get back to the system that you're going to, or you just send directly, because that's why it's a living work area instead of just like a living area. So while you're in FTL, you are expected to do more work. But in this situation, the planet of origin has blown up, so I don't know if you guys are using it for that. But you can obtain like diagnostics as to what's happening with the drive and what you would.
Yeah,
have to
I
do.
mean, my intent is to use my access to the bridge to make it so that A, I can figure out what's wrong, and B, no one else on the ship has access to that information. I wouldn't want to worry them.
Of course not. Why? It's pretty much your job to remove all worry from their mind.
Exactly. I just want them to have the most comfortable, stress-free ride possible. I want them to know
Roll soothing platitudes.
I am going to take care of everything.
I expect that you would likely have to make another hack because that's a completely different thing than the last one.
Yeah, sure,
The last
that's
hack.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's give it a roll.
That's fine.
Is anybody like on a terminal at this moment that may like be like, wait, what is
my
this?
assumption is that I would have already done it, but I can
Oh,
roll
yeah.
to see. I
Yeah.
can roll to see how well I did it. If anybody else wants to like counter, basically.
Fair. That's fine.
That's kind of what I figured. Like if somebody else wants to take a look, like I would have done it when I was on the bridge, but if somebody else wants to like, be like, wait a second, I should be able to get access to this, like Milo, for example, from the med bay. We could do some kind of like opposed roll or something.
Well, I see that Milo just had a failure by rolling an 80. I wish that this.
No, that
showed
was the previous.
Yeah,
opposed
that one
check
was the
for, chemistry.
the pretend that I'm not a drug dealer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Why did that just now pop up for me? That's weird.
Hmm.
I don't know,
Yeah.
All right. Well,
but it's there now at the very least.
I'm
Yeah,
going
that's
to.
been there for a while.
I'm going to
Yeah, okay.
stop using the pop out then, since it's kind of off anyway.
Mm.
Oh well,
Mhm.
we got a
Yeah,
pink
we'll figure that
square.
one out later.
We have a pink square that we'll fix later. Anywho, cool. So go ahead and roll that other hack for me, Adam.
Yeah, well, I guess do we need to roll it right now, or is it just like?
If,
'Cause I guess
if it
so
comes
who,
up, fair.
who's opposing it? Like, is somebody actively going to
So
be like?
here's the thing. Like
Yeah.
Milo would like to repair his ship. He doesn't like it when his ship isn't working. The only
Yeah.
thing that isn't working is the check oil light, which he knows is fine anyway. But he doesn't get to fix his ship because he's being. So he will probably check it later if he has the chance.
Okay. Yeah.
With engineering, but for
Okay.
now, yeah. I mean, he'd love to, but he can't.
So you
So
are.
what do I learn when I go into the bridge? Like what's wrong with the ship?
There's no apparent physical damage. It just seems that it was shut off.
Interesting. And there's no protocol like running that just says like when this happens, turn off. Like we're not where we were supposed to go, right?
Correct.
So we've
Yeah,
just stopped.
It seems that at this point it would take approximately 12 hours to re-establish faster than light travel from the
Yeah, okay.
shutdown state that it is in right now.
Totally makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, I will start that process, I guess, of like getting us up and running, so that we can at least continue. As to why we stopped, I'll try and check that out another time. It's not really that important right now. And I will communicate that to the good doctor, I'll get in touch with you, or maybe no, you know what? I'll do it, then I'll tell you what I did. So
Yeah.
I try to figure out if we can get up and running again. You said it would take about 12 hours?
Yeah, about 12 hours if you're like.
And is that 12 hours? Is that 12 hours of like active like work, or is it I set it and then it's going to take 12 hours to recalibrate the whole thing?
Yeah, it's 12 hours of the systems and the equipment winding up pretty much. It needs to hit like a certain, I don't know,
right, because the drive basically
whatever.
like blew a fuse and we need to wait for it to like spin down so we can spin it back up again. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
All right.
If only you had an engineer right now.
If
yeah.
only.
Well, the problem doesn't seem to be with the ship not being functional. Something's wrong with the navigation. So the ship is fine. So I don't need you, engineer.
Engineer.
I should have taken pilot.
I mean,
yeah. So do I need to roll anything for that, or is it just like flipping a bunch of switches and then waiting for it to charge back?
You tell me, how much have you worked on a ship? Like, I don't know. If you feel that flipping the bunch of switches is within your wheelhouse, go for it. It's not a problem. If you feel like it's outside of your normal functions, then I'd like to see a roll.
I assume like there's no navigation. There's an astrogation skill, so I imagine it's just math. Like, because I guess that's the problem, right? If there's no physical problem with the ship, all I'm doing is running like restart protocols.
Yep, exactly.
Right?
So
I'm not coding new software or anything. So it's just a question of like making the computer go back to where it was before and then hitting the like recalculate trip button.
Yeah. So you don't have to make a roll for that.
Okay. All right. So I'll come back to wherever the doctor is at. And tell you about that. But where are you? Where did you go?
I mean, since everything is taken care of, I've probably gone back. Well, for a while it'd been in like the med area, but I've been kicked out of that.
Yeah, Milo's sulking in there now.
Yeah, so I'm like in the living room area, and I've probably got like a pack of cards or something, and I'm just shuffling it incessantly.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I come in then, and I think probably as I'm walking out of the bridge, I have like a totally neutral effect, because I don't make facial expressions for my own benefit. And as I walk into whatever area you are, right before I walk into the room, my face like becomes human, right? Like I go from the like blank stare to like all of a sudden it's like I'm possessed by a human being. And I come in with kind of a slightly like, well, this is like shucks kind of look on my face, like a bit of like I'm smiling, like it's not a big deal, but also like my brows furrowed to indicate that I'm like frustrated or whatever. And I come in and I say, well, doctor, the bad news is we're going to be here a little while, about 12 hours to be exact. Good news is when that 12 hours is done, we'll be on our way to wherever it is we're heading, where we can refuel and continue on our way. Sorry about the delay, Doc. I scowl and I turn back to you, and now instead of me apologizing politely, now it's like it's this fucker's fault, and I say, I'm so sorry about the delay, Doctor. I know you were hoping to get to our destination on time. We're going to be a little bit out. I'll try to send along some messages ahead to warn them we're going to be late, provided this refueling station we're headed for has comms capabilities. If not, well, the company's going to have to chalk this one up to a delay. And I know whose pay is going to be docked. It's not going to be ours.
I'm sure they'll be thrilled that we didn't blow up with that planet.
Yes. Unfortunate that. Good thing we made it off in time. So, there isn't much to do now but wait. Which for you and the rest of the crew of the ship shouldn't be much of a difference. We're just sitting still while we're waiting instead of traveling. You shouldn't notice any change. I'll let you know when we're an hour or so out from jumping again.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Cool. All right, then I will go back to the bridge and I will lock the door behind me so that I can monitor the progress of this.
And that's probably the only place in the ship that comes stock with like a power adapter for androids.
Yeah, how does that work? Like, do I have like an internal fusion plant? Do I need to sleep or eat or any of that stuff?
I
Like,
wouldn't say
feel
you.
like
I wouldn't say you need to sleep, but you probably need to like, I don't know, like a 2 to 3 hour period daily to run like maintenance, and diagnostics.
can I shut down some of my systems to recharge them while other systems are operating? Like, can I turn off my unnecessary subsystems like human
circular
empathy?
circular
Right.
breathing for robots.
Yeah, like turn off certain subsystems to let them reboot or recharge.
Yeah, you don't need
Yeah,
to use
sure.
the
I'm
actuators in your legs.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, oh, I can't move. I can talk to you, but I'm letting my body reset.
I'm not in gravity. I don't need balance. I will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Cool. Yeah, that works perfectly fine. It's crazy though. I would have never thought of that.
It's like dolphins, right? Where like they sleep in their brain sleeps in like phases or whatever. That's a thing, right? I'm not just imagining that.
I think
We
that
were
was
for
literally just
sharks,
talking about
seeing as-
dolphins
yeah.
yesterday. That's so weird.
Yeah. Same for sharks, and
And
sharks need to
sleep.
keep on moving, otherwise
Maybe
they
it's
die.
sharks that I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I believe dolphins also do it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, they do. We looked up yesterday.
Yeah. Though they can still at least lay calmly instead of having to keep on swimming, because they don't die if they stop.
So, I guess the next thing that happens is it would probably be during sleep shift, because there's no day-night cycle when you're in space. It's just sleep on shift and off shift.
Yeah.
So it's probably during like some people's typical sleep shift. Like the average person would be sleeping right now. And all of the terminals light up on the ship itself.
Yeah.
That like ominous, like not, it's still black but it's on now kind of thing. And then like a white line comes out and it opens up and there's like a statement that just reads across, and it's read out loud from like, I don't know, that voice that you can make say things on like on a Windows computer. It just
Microsoft
says
Sam?
Yes, Microsoft Sam, there you go. It just says in the Microsoft Sam voice, prepare to be boarded.
And everyone on the ship can.
Done that, Faust.
It plays through every audio output on the ship, and it appears on every monitor.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely like wake up in hearing that, try to sit up, forget that I'm in a capsule and bonk my head, and then like slither out unceremoniously and like look around and hope nobody is looking.
Within moments, Millo runs out with crowbar and laser cutter in hand, infrared goggles on, and like whatever he could like fix together as some sort of like protective suit, and like,
Who's getting on my ship?
Yeah, how's the
just stands there
sensor? How's the ship sensor suite? Does it show like an approaching vehicle? If so, why did I not get warning that it was on the way first?
Honestly, you don't see anything on the radar or the sensor systems yet. But that's not to say comms can't communicate further than like short range sensors.
Well, if I was a human, I would probably lean over and tap the monitor aggressively to see if it fixed it. But I'm not,
of course.
so I don't. Okay, so everything on the ship, I've reached a logical impasse because everything on the ship is supposed to be working properly, but there's maybe this like approaching vehicle, but the sensors don't pick it up. So either they're cloaked or there's something wrong with the ship's sensors and its own internal diagnostics. I will spare the humans from stressing about this.
Absolutely.
And instead, I will.
This would be a computer's role, I think.
Yeah, can I fuck around with it and see what the deal is?
Yeah.
All right, legitimate. I'm not as good at legitimate computer use as I am at illegitimate computer use, but I'll make the roll at 10%.
Success.
Okay, baby, success by 4%. All right.
You find that
So
by
yeah, what the fuck is going on?
you find that within your ship's core and the computing system, which all of it's probably located in the same space. There's the computing system that is like within the same area as the core of the ship, and then there's like the actual core that's producing the energy to push out through the ship. So you recognize that the central computer that powers everything from the navigation to what distributes the energy throughout the ship, somebody messed with one of the key like operating systems, and they did so without hacking in some way. They did so by some means that you were unable to determine with your success.
Interesting. Okay.
So yeah, the reason you were able to boot the ship back up was that it allowed you to. Like, there was no problem with getting the engine back up and operational, but it's known that this type of ship, it takes that cooldown and wind back up time. So that's
a piece of shit. Can you imagine if your car was like, cool, thanks for going for a ride. You can't use this car for another 24 hours, so...
Really, I'm just trying to make you guys relive the one terrible experience I had with EVE Online. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, also, the ship has this weird gravitational thing that happens where you can only walk at like a third your normal speed. So, enforced RP walk generator is in full effect on this spaceship.
No.
I walk very slowly back to the cargo hold.
It probably was for the first like 40 minutes before you've re-revved everything back up. But at this point, it is definitely back to like normal walking in gravity. So
somebody has like fucked with the ship prior to our getting on it, or like.
That's definitely a potential circumstance. You just know that the actual computer protocols that manage the distribution of both the energy and the commands through the systems have been altered in a way that they have all shut down. The engine had no problem coming back up, but your long-range scanners and communication systems have not.
Okay. All right. Does this ship have any kind of what is the corporate protocol for being attacked by pirates? Does this ship have like, are we supposed to jettison the cargo, or are we supposed to, what is like expected of us in case someone is coming on board to rob us?
It depends on your cargo, and in this case, this is some like so highly classified cargo that I don't know if you would speak about it with certain parties nearby.
Yeah. So maybe what I do then is I get on the I lean over and I hit the intercom button, and I say, there's no reason for us to believe that message is accurate, but just in case, Siobhan, if you could get a gun and wait by the airlocks.
Yeah, I hear get a gun. I'm like, okay, I got you.
Hell's the fuck yes.
Yeah, right. and then I just like lock the door to the bridge if it has any kind of like blast door, or I separate the saucer section and I fly away from the rest of the ship. If there's any way for me to like seal off the bridge any more than it's already sealed off, I will reverse the polarity on the deflector dish and I will use it to fire myself into space. But I just want to make it as secure as it gets.
You could airlock it off as if like there was a breach in the living area and the bridge.
Oh my god, I don't need to breathe, do I?
No, you don't.
Excellent.
Excellent.
But in the bridge there is a system for providing oxygen, but you do not.
I will turn it off. I would love to just jettison all of the air out of the bridge, so that I don't have to, like, if they come in. I'd love to just take all the air out of the whole spaceship, but we'll get there if I need to.
Do you send it? Do you send it into the living area, or do you jettison it off into space? Because that may change the circumstances of.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need. I don't know how the like life support works for the rest of the ship. Like, I assume it's still operative, so I'm just going to vent all the air out of the bridge back into the ship's systems, and then just lock the door and be like, "I'll take care of the bridge. Don't anybody worry about it." And I assume Siobhan will take care of any boarders. So, Siobhan, whoever comes through the door, just, I don't know, shoot them.
In the face. Got it.
Shoot them to death.
Got it.
In fact, merely sending us a message about being preparing to be boarding, that's a crime. So go ahead and your weapons
No
free.
one's allowed.
I mean, it's uttering death threats against corporate employees. So I mean, they didn't technically threaten to kill us, but it's, more or less the same.
I mean, it's
We have better
implied.
lawyers.
We have better
lawyers than they
It's
lawyers.
do.
implied.
Exactly.
The murder is implied. Okay. Yeah.
murder
So I
is
just barricade myself in, and I assume Siobhan will just take care of us.
If the murder
Siobhan,
wasn't
you don't have to
implied,
have an
why
extra
would you
gun.
hire Siobhan anyway?
Yeah, it's all. Yep.
You don't happen to have an extra gun, do you, Siobhan?
Shit. No, just this one.
Well, I guess I'm in for a right ass kicking. This is why you don't let robots into fucking bridge.
And I just stand prepared for whatever's gonna come in.
I am hiding.
And what did you say you're armed with? You're armed with a crowbar?
I have a crowbar and a laser cutter, and I'm wearing my infrared goggles just in case something like.
That sounds fine.
You
That's
look
fine.
like a space weirdo. Like you're just like, I got
Space
goggles.
weirdo.
I got a welder. I'm going crazy.
He
Like-
just ate a he heard that they were being boarded and ate a handful of space coke, and he's ready.
It's like you don't get on my damn ship while I'm high.
Actually, I'll give that to you. If you accept the fact that you are high right now, whatever the benefits of a stim is, I will provide that for you.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll go
Let
for
me
it.
let me
Why
find.
not?
All right, so you were
grants an
high.
immediate 2d10 to health and temporarily increases strength and combat by 2d10 each for 1d10 hours.
All right,
There's a danger of addiction and overdose if used frequently.
so let's go ahead and roll.
Jesus
with-
Christ, 1d10 hours. That's a lot to be jacked up.
I mean,
That's probably why it's still
it's not
active. because
it's not
I've
space
done this
coke.
some
It's
time
space
ago.
meth. There we go.
Yeah.
And now,
So
I'm googling how long does meth last? Because I don't think very long.
let's.
Oh, I'm wrong. Up to 12 hours. Cool.
Wow.
You get your money's
Like
worth.
So we're going to
and I got a good shed.
we're going to roll strength and then combat and then amount of hours. So roll 2d10 twice and then 1d10.
Should I first roll the 2d10 just to see like how,
Oh,
by
yeah,
how much
y-
they
is
increase,
that-
or should I roll it per roll?
See, it's not clear. Is it temporary HP or is it supposed to mean that you heal that amount with the?
No,
Oh,
getting
that's a
immediate
good
health
question.
is just.
Oh no,
healing.
it's temp.
I
It's
don't
temp
think
HP.
that-
Yeah, you
yeah,
get.
it says adds
There-
to health.
okay.
So.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it's your drug HP, and then everything under that is regular.
cool. So roll your
you
drug
didn't kill
HP.
me. You shot me in the drugs.
Oh, that's-
Glorious 4.
I'm invincible.
The drugs are wearing off, probably.
All right.
Let's see
So
how much do I get on strength and combat?
All right,
ooh,
reasonably
that
strong.
was working better.
and combat, the
Um,
one you really want.
and
That's the wrong button.
nope. Yeah, that's the wrong button. That was. There goes a perfectly
That's
good
you just
one, I
fighting the
guess.
empty air, just like a maniac.
You just swing your crowbar
I'm
at
seeing
nothing.
something through my infrared goggles. And,
Fucking
let's
space
roll a-
ghosts.
Let's roll a 1d10 minus 5 to see for how long it will keep on working. And if we're getting in the minus, then we're basically in the last few minutes of my high.
Negative
Okay.
2. All right, so
I
you're
got,
coming.
like,
You're coming
this
down.
What,
It's like this scene and like.
what was that roll? That was how long it was gonna last?
Yeah,
Yeah.
how long? It's only 1d10 hours, but I'll probably have been on
Does
it
it
for some
is it
time.
is
so-
there a minimum of 1 hour, or is it somehow that you are already
Yeah, where did the
you're
minus
already hungover?
where did the minus 5 come
I'm-
from? Was
yeah.
that just like
I'm
saying?
implying that I've been. I've implying that I've been on it for some time already.
So you've been
Good.
jazzed up for the past 5 hours with nothing to do.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
like how you went through all of that to figure out your bonuses and stuff, and you're like, yeah, but it ran out 2 hours ago.
I think.
Like I said,
I think.
the minimum is for minimum. We still have it for this scene, but I'm like running out right now.
Don't worry, everybody. I did drugs before this fight. Oh, really? How long? About 10 hours ago. So feeling really strung out right now. Just if someone else could fight them, that'd be great. And you just lay down on
Give
them.
a
I'm
bunch
just
of
gonna take a
negative
very-
stats.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
just gonna take a very well-deserved nap after this fight is over.
I am already hungover. Yeah,
So
good.
if we're going to continue as scheduled, we have 10 minutes left of the episode. So we probably want to start moving forward to some type of
Yeah, whoever's
episode of
showing up
conclusion?
to attack or murder or kill or kidnap us, hey, let's make
Exactly.
it happen.
Let's go
Yeah.
what happens.
It's like
So I'm going to go ahead and say the airlock itself, once they get into range of your sonar, you can actually see that there is a ship coming in towards the airlock, but the long range scanners could not pick anything up. They connect at, I can just ping this airlock here. I can't 3D model, so these tubes are really like, it's a whole bunch of different pieces of equipment that distribute energy throughout the ship into the thrusters and back into the living area. So they airlock underneath of those structures that go above, and then there's time between the first airlock opening and the second airlock opening, as you need for suspense in a sci-fi game. So what do you want to do?
Like, is there like welding going on? Do we get like the as they like tear open the airlock, or?
Yeah, they breach the airlock. They don't breach your hull.
Where are they coming in from?
They're
like,
coming.
Yeah, there's the airlock there, right?
Yeah,
there. Okay.
this airlock right here.
Okay, so they
in a weird high, Millo grabbed his own like welder and is trying to open it up from the other side so that he can get to the fighting quicker. Like just mumbling like, "I'll get you, how dare you get in my ship."
Okay. I mean, there isn't anything we can do right now. They're gonna crack that airlock or not. So.
Yep. So they burn through. You guys are about as prepared as you're going to be. I want to know where the doctor is. What are you up to, Doc?
I'm hiding. Where would be the best place to hide on this ship? In the cargo bay?
Probably the bridge, but you know
I can't get in there.
That doesn't have
Wherever
oxygen
I
in
hid
it.
my drugs.
Second best place to hide on this ship. Then.
The next
I would say if you deduct the reasoning for why they are trying to board your ship, they want the cargo, not you. So hiding in your quarters is probably the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, then I'll just chill out there.
Okay.
I don't fight. I maybe like I don't have any cool attack drugs that I can like spring out and put in
drugs.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
drugs that
dangerous.
you throw at people.
You haven't found the right stash yet. You need to move to the other cargo bay.
Yeah.
All right, so and I'm guessing Siobhan and Millo are prepared near the airlock, like between. Are you like in the core, or are you in the living area, or are you like outside of the airlock itself?
Wherever it would be most advantageous. So I guess the airlock, since then you still have them in a funnel.
Yeah, so you're standing like at the primary airlock door from the core to the cargo. Okay, cool. So that's where you guys are hanging out. We got our doctor in her quarters. We got our crazy android friend Faust doing friendly stuff, making sure you guys don't have to worry. And,
That's right. I'm taking care of everything.
And yeah, they begin breaching the second hull. So they broke through this one. Oh, I need a red line. Actually, no. You guys get the idea. I can draw after we get past explaining this. All right. So they breach through the side. Now they're breaching into the core of the ship.
I'm just waiting until they get in because I have a crowbar that I want to whack him with.
Anybody yet?
It's like
No, it's so
I don't have anything else.
you see it like it's much faster than the normal like plasma cutter that you would see, but it still takes them like a minute to cut a circle that a human presumably could fit through.
Would perchance, Miss Doctor, her fancy big box still be around so that I can throw it against their faces when they get in?
No.
Out of spite.
Some of us have guns which are designed to throw things very fast. You don't need to worry about it. We got it.
Hey, I have a laser cutter.
All right, so
You
are
can cut
you
limbs for me with
are
some
you
wood.
guys-
I'm glad. If we have any lasers we need cut, I'll let you know.
are you swinging first and asking questions later, or what? Like, are you going to let them board before you swing at them, or are you going to swing as soon as they
So here's
breach?
the thing. If they're my friends, then they'll appreciate being hit first, because that's what you do among spacers. And if they're not my friends, I'll have gotten, done better, because I've hit them first. So it's a win-win scenario. Whatever comes out gets a crowbar through the face.
Yeah, I was told the moment I see someone to shoot them in the face.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I was told to do.
Yeah,
That's
do
what's
it.
gonna
Just
happen.
just fucking
Just do it.
annihilate them as soon
Why
as they
not?
walk
Don't
in.
ask
Just
questions.
No questions.
and get in there with the machine gun. Do it.
I mean,
I'm like
do it.
slowly putting on my hazard
An
suit 'cause I want you guys to not
SMG.
reach the hall.
Oh yeah. I probably like if we cut to that, I probably have some side like communication with you directly. Like I've sent you a message that's like, put on your spacesuit just in case.
Yeah, I would recommend putting on a spacesuit before firing a submachine gun in a ship in outer
Well,
space.
we've only got time for one thing: getting the gun or putting on the suit. And I assume our soldierly friend got the gun.
Yes, gun first always.
Gun first always.
There you go.
I mean, I'm okay with there being like a slight flashback to like, I don't know, putting on a suit for 5 minutes, but either way. All right, so you begin
I am
to
too
fire.
high to care.
Feel that.
Don't get shot while standing directly next to this person firing their machine gun. Boop, boop, boop.
I am hoping I'm not getting hit.
So you're going to make an opposed check against my test character that I made. Opposed combat check. Are you, okay. So you get the plus. What are your skills, Dame? I guess I could pull up your sheet.
My skills?
Firearms, military training, and athletic. Okay, so you get a roll of combat with the plus 15 button.
Hell
that's
yeah.
next to it.
Blast these nerds.
And I'm going to roll the same.
Kill them
Why
good.
do that? Okay.
On your character sheet, combat, there's a
With
button that
plus
says
15?
plus 15%.
Hot damn.
Kill them good.
All right, so who's
Kill
close?
'em.
I am closer. So with the opposed check.
No,
I should
you-
just pull
You
up the cheat
failed
sheet.
though.
I
You're
succeeded.
over.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
uh,
over. So yeah, the
You're right.
bad
You're
guys
right.
failed. Yeah.
All right, so you light this person up for 40 10 damage.
Let's annihilate this dweeb.
23. Yo, you rip the person apart. Though I will say, with the 2 minutes remaining, upon opening fire, we're going to see blue explosions from behind the airlock, and the cargo area of the ship explodes. You hear concussion. You start to feel the vacuum of space consume the area of the core, and then the emergency airlock shutters at that very moment.
So where does
half
where
of this
does-
person?
Where I guess the question is, where is everybody, and where does our emergency shut off like separate us? Is it like right here? From
Yes.
the cargo or the core?
So
It's like
so the
this one?
core probably has like, there's probably a hallway or something in between the airlock and the core, and there's probably a hallway in between the core and the living area. So there'd probably actually be a dual shut off. So you'd have the core would be completely self-contained for emergency purposes, like here and like here, because these are like, I don't know, like entry points, the space in between the green line and the red one. So it's like, yeah. So it'll seal off in both of those spots. So we
Okay.
have Millo and Siobhan in the core, half of a body of a person that just got lit up with a machine gun, and then we have our doctor up in the quarters and you in the bridge. Presumably the explosion either in the airlock or the cargo, you couldn't exactly tell, has caused a separation from the cargo and the ship. And that's where we're going to
Millo
leave it
makes
with a really nice really nice cliffhanger for you guys.
The very last shot is Millo with a crowbar braining the half corpse.
I'm helping. Smash.
I did
You're
it.
like, what
Good
the
work.
fuck was that? And then just like cuts away.
Nice helping, big guy. You did it.
You're probably so upset that your dear lady Artemis just got blown in half.
Makes sense.
How did I touch my Artemis?
Anywho,
How do I pronounce it?
with that, I had a ton of fun. I stumbled a few times in the beginning, but I feel like it started to pick up, and we really had a good time tonight.
Yeah, it was good.
at this time, Adam was here for this evening. Has no plan of returning, but maybe if you're available, we may have you return for another episode or so.
I entrust the control of scheming robot Faust to you as you need him. And if there is a time where I can redon the cloak of robothood, you just let me know and we'll work something out. But it's all yours now.
Excellent. So,
You better take good care of him, Outro.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Whichever. He's a robot. He's cool. He can put himself back together.
Exactly.
Fair.
Why would I take care when they can take care of themselves? All right. So I guess with that, we'll do a little shout out outros for everybody. I'm going to flip over to. I guess we'll go with order. Oh, the order got messed up anyway. So
that's right. We're all shuffled around now.
We're
we played
shuffled around.
The one thing that should never happen in a Zoom call happened, and that's anybody's webcam turned off.
I blame Kelsa. Dang it.
That's accurate because it was Kelsa's fault.
It's normally my fault.
I always, whenever I have to produce a show that we use Zoom, I'm like, okay, who has the worst internet connection? You go at the bottom of the list. And for some of the shows, we've gotten quite good at, especially ones where people are like glitching out a lot. We've gotten quite good at being like, all right, this is the order for the episode. If anybody drops, everyone turn your cam off and turn them back on in this order. We've got it down pretty good, but it's still one of those things that if Zoom changed that, it'd be great.
Gotcha. I actually forgot. Before we do the shout outs, I'm going to roll this dice in Nightbot and see who wins the vote.
Yeah.
We got Joel.
Again, Joel.
Joel,
you did it.
You won.
Congratulations.
So go ahead and send me a message if you're still about. If you don't send me something before the end, I'll roll it again just for the sake of getting somebody the book.
Joel has an awesome cyberpunk corporation for a name. The Vandayne Corporation sounds so much like Evil Robot Manufacturing Corporation. Every time I see Joel's name, I think that I'm like, ooh, Vandayne Corporation.
Excellent.
Yes,
I was trying to think of what to call the corporation. Like I was going to say like, the person that you just murdered was from the Edith Corporation, but now it's the Vandayne. Thank you, Joel. I'm going to whisper you just so I have you locked because I saw your message there. And cool. We will go to the first person who's on my scenes, and that's Kelsa, which the screens are all messed up, of course. Here, I'll fix you as we.
Oh no.
Yeah, face close-ups. By the way, guys. Hope you're prepared.
You broke everything.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Everything will be fine next time.
Promise.
Next time.
Hello. I'm Kelsa. I play role-playing games on the internet. Today I was a little bit of a snotty doctor, which was great. I had a lot of fun. I play 3 games a week. This Saturdays is Republic City by Night, and Thursdays is Packet Loss, which is Scum and Villainy. Republic City by Night is a Forge in the Dark game based on the Legend of Korra as the setting. And my character is not a bender, but we are the Jidao detectives, and we are solving crimes in Republic City, which is a lot of fun. And then on Mondays, I almost forgot. Every other Monday, we have Consumed, which is a very strange game about being reality TV stars and eldritch horrors that watch us.
Yeah, it's a really fun game to watch. There's rules for Consumed for chat to participate as the eldritch horrors while like kind of directing these game show contestants. It's crazy. Such an interesting concept.
I've got a very cool lady for a fiance, and she is out doing park skating right now, like at a skate park, being a badass on roller skates. So that's pretty cool. And then earlier I showed you my little octopoodles that I made, and I have some more of them because I have too many. Anyway, that's me. I do role-playing games, knitting, and sometimes art. And my cute dog is not in the room, so I can't shown off, but I'm seeing dames right now.
I have a octopus-shaped dice bag that you gave me at, I want to
Yeah.
say, TwitchCon, maybe, or maybe like
That
PAX
sounds right.
South or some one of those. They all blur together.
They really
I have
do.
it. It's on my shelf over there. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. So, Kelsa, if you are finished up, we'll move on to Zev, who's going to be a
I just
corner
have
of our...
a few of these.
Oh, hold on. I'll jump back. Just a
yes.
few.
Ah.
Oh,
This one is really
tell me when you're ready to have me.
just a few.
I'll keep watching
Alright.
cute octopi in the meantime.
Alright.
'cause they're
Alright,
cute.
I'm done.
And
All right.
just keep the cute octopi. Actually, that's better than whatever shout out I'm gonna give. Just keep those.
So our friend, who's probably sleepy, because what time is it? 3 o'clock in the morning for you now?
It's 3:05 right now, but it's not that bad. I've been staring at a very, very big bright light the entire time, so that keeps you
Ah.
fairly awake anyway.
Yeah.
My bright light puts me.
I'm
to sleep.
awake, but my eyes are bloodshot.
Then your light is not bright enough. Hi everyone. As you can all probably see by the mess of like a branding I did when it comes to my handles, you can find me in many different ways. But yeah, I stream from time to time doing either game stuff or I do some game design or graphic design. I think I might be semi-contractually obligated to say that I made these overlays, or Outro will get mad at me.
I mean, yeah, I want you to receive the praise that you're due because they look so good. I love it.
But yeah, if you want like weird, rambling stuff or I guess asshole characters, come to me. You can find me at those places. And I just thank all of the awesome people that I lived with today because this has been so much fun. Even though I want to murder all of them, but that's the point. That's part of the game.
That's usually one of the key elements I look for when I'm trying to find a role-playing game that's fun. I want to kill my entire party.
Look for friends that you want to murder. You'll know you'll have a good bond for as long as it lasts. Don't take that out of context. Oh. But yeah, no, thank you everyone. I'm terrible at these, so I hope you all had fun, and I hope to see you guys next week when I'm here, or whenever I'm live.
Cool. And we're going to jump over to Adam this time. That I'll eventually get the camera set up for.
Let me get started. I'll start anyway. You can
Tell
adjust
us
me
a
as I
little
go.
bit. Tell us a little bit about
big
you
into
while
my
I
portrait.
move you
Yeah, sure.
around.
My name's Adam Coble. You might recognize me from such shows as Far Verona, or Swan Song, or Mirror Shades, or Court of Swords, or Roll20 Presents, or I've been doing tabletop RPGs on the internet for the last 5 years. You can find all of the stuff that I do either directly on Twitch at twitch.tv/Adam Coble, or on a bunch of other places. I'll host anything that I do there. You can find me on Twitter at Skinny Ghost. And right now on Twitch, I am playing through. We just finished Outer Worlds, so I'm going to keep playing through Death Stranding, which is not as weird as I thought. It's very good, so definitely tune in if you want to check out me playing that. That's it. That's my shout out. It's not complicated. Thank you for inviting me to play this game. I'm excited to see how the rest of this adventure goes.
Thank you so
and I
much
was
for
very
accepting
happy.
the invite. I was
Yeah.
like, it was just like, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Why not? And you were like, hell yeah. And I was like, fuck, hell yeah.
They say that it's not what you can do, but who you know. And when Outro, when you asked me, I was like, yeah, of course. Like, of course I'll do a one shot with you. Like, yes. You and I have done a ton of stuff for Far Verona before, and like, it never hurts to ask. So yes, I'm super happy to play. It was fun. I like being a weird robot with secret plans, and I will definitely be checking in on the show in the future to see how the cast does. I'm sure you'll all survive this terrible disaster.
What? It's gonna be fine.
You'll be fine.
I'm already arranging
Nothing's
a
gonna
funeral
happen.
for myself.
Good. That's important.
I mean,
Good. That you should probably have a last will and testament and your funeral stuff all set up before.
wait, does your mercenary contract actually include funerary privileges though? That's a really important question to answer.
Things to find out.
Probably. You'll find out next week.
Asking the important questions here
That's right.
on Bag of Bones. Do mercenary contracts include funerary rights? I see a puppy.
Yes, hello, it is me. I have a very sleepy puppy on my lap. because
Not
it's more
me.
interesting than me. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet at DameHex. I'm probably gonna be playing some Overwatch on stream later tonight. That's about it. That's all I do.
Nice.
I have a dog and I play games. That's my
That's
life.
a good life. That's a good
Yep.
life.
I mean, I don't think it sounds too bad, personally.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
And then I'm gonna do me. It's my turn. Hi, I'm Outro, and I'm doing an outro. Thank you everybody for coming by today. It was super fun. I was incredibly nervous, but I feel like it went really well, and everybody in the cast was great. Chat was great. And yeah, thanks so much.
No, you're great.
Oh, shucks.
You
So
did
yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much for all this.
Thank you. So you can find me on my channel pretty much like 3 times a week. I don't have a set schedule, but I will be trying to set one up. But Twitch goes ahead and removes the whole events thing right as I'm trying to actually organize my life. So that kind
Yes.
of threw a wrench in the gears.
Mhm.
But otherwise, you can catch me on Thursday at Party White Games for Packet Loss, which is the game Kelsa was just talking about, so I won't dwell on that. I'm playing a doctor who's currently got shot in the chest by her teammate, but not really because it got deflected by a laser sword. It's a long story. Anywho.
Sounds
They
good.
killed that guy, so you know.
I mean,
Jesus.
I've been in the hospital for a few days, but it's fine.
This sounds like scum and villainy, yes.
Alright, but yeah, that's me. I'll be playing Pokemon. I'm playing Let's Go right now, hunting shiny Pokemon. And the second that Sword and Shield drops, I will be
When is
streaming Shield.
When is Sword and Shield coming out?
Next Friday.
Mother fuck. I have -1 day to finish Death Stranding. All right,
Oh,
we're going
no.
back in time, everybody.
Alright.
Woohoo!
Forget Bag of Bones. We need to go back in time and play Death Stranding instead.
That's right, I gotta finish it.
Alright.
There's non-stop streaming from now on.
Yeah.
I'm having so
Either.
much fun watching that stream. I was so worried when you tweeted saying you haven't had this much fun playing a game since playing Control, because I was like, oh god. But then I remembered that your stream was really fun, even though
Detroit,
the
you mean?
game.
Yes.
Oh, Detroit,
Yeah.
not Control.
Yeah, I'm enjoying
Yeah.
both of them a great deal. Detroit because it sucked so much, and Death Stranding because it's actually fun and good. It's like I could do a panel about just those 2 games and be like, here's what David Cage tried to do. Here's what Kojima did. Let's talk about failure in video games.
It is. They're both weird in such good ways, but in such different ways.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Death Stranding is weird in a good way, and Detroit is weird in a
Yeah.
terrible way. But still, both very fun. So yeah, I'm enjoying playing through it for sure.
Also, Death Stranding brings an entirely new meaning to that weird old horror meme of the hand being on something imprinted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, suddenly it has meaning again.
Alright,
Yeah,
well,
you're right.
guys, we are about 15 minutes overdue. I don't mean to cut the conversation short, but thank you all so much for coming, both cast and chat, and we'll see you again this time next week.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Mm.